The following podcast may contain spoilers, strong language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. I made the parents disappear?
Brian, you're such a disease.
Oh, jerk. If you touch yourself, you get hairy palms.
I made my family disappear.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Tony, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello, everyone. It's 4 a.m. once again, and that means it's time for the 4 a.m. podcast, where me and my friends watch movies from our past and see how they hold up to our older, more cynical selves. I'm your host, as always, Tony. Joining with me today is
Brian.
Jingle jangle. Joe.
And with a special guest.
Hi guys, it's Stacy.
Yay! Stacy's back.
Hooray!
Back again. We did that joke like
we did
2 weeks ago.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Before Joe came back.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's not as interesting when you come back.
True.
Yeah, I'm here most of the time.
You know what else is back?
What's that?
Crimis.
I was going to say Stacey's balls.
That too.
But you know what else left?
It's more of Stacy's ball at this point.
You know what else left?
Still delicious.
Tony's patience.
Yes. But also, when Kevin's family left on their European vacation, they forgot one minor detail. Kevin. That's right. But don't worry. He cooks, he cleans, he kicks some butt. It's a family comedy without the family. We watched Home Alone from 1990. Nothing? Okay. All right. Brought to us by... Usually I get some smart-ass remark by now.
You're saving it up.
Directed by Chris Columbus, who you might remember from Adventures in Babysitting, Home Alone 2, Miss Doubtfire, 9 Months, a couple of the Harry Potters, Percy Jackson.
Wait, he did Percy Jackson?
Pixels.
He did Pixels?
Oh, he did do Pixels. I forgot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Womp womp.
I saw it in the theaters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brian, why?
On a date, too. It's like, she was all mad at me.
For the choice? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was your idea?
Oh, of course.
I've had some dates ruined because of my opinions on the movie we saw.
You deserved everything you didn't get.
I know. And she wasn't wrong. Like, the movie sucked. Like,
Afterwards, just a long silence. Like, I'll just take you home now.
It's like, I already called a cab.
Is this your way of telling me you'd rather date Cubert?
Oh, okay.
All right. So what's your personal history with this movie? Joe?
I saw this back in 1990, and that was probably the last time I saw that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Brian?
I probably saw this maybe 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago.
Okay.
But I watched it a bunch of times as a kid, so like, I loved this shit as a kid.
All right. Stacy?
I watched this movie only at Christmas time, but I have watched this movie probably 20 times every year since it came out. So
20 times every year?
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is
like,
a lot.
because I only watch it from Thanksgiving to Christmas Day. So I watch it most days
Okay.
during the Christmas holiday.
That's a commitment.
Okay.
It's in there for me.
All right.
So it came out like 27 years ago, at least
I've seen
20
it
times.
quite, yeah. I mean,
So like 540 times.
It's in my memory. I can recite the whole thing to you. It's bad.
And that's what we'll be doing tonight, folks.
How about the rest of us just not talking? Stacey just reenacts the
I can't really
entirety of Home
explain
Alone.
why, though, is the weird thing. I mean, I know I love it, but at this point, it's just nostalgic. I mean, I don't think it's that good of a movie. It's just turned into a
Well,
thing.
we'll decide that as a group.
I
Sure,
can't wait to
right.
see your impression of Joe Pesci.
Right.
Yeah.
Rob?
I saw this in theaters when it came out, and it's one of my wife's favorite Christmas movies, so we watch it every year.
Don't blame it on her.
I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I'm just saying. I think I watched it probably once a year before. I met her. So, yeah.
Now, are we all in unanimous agreement that this is a Christmas movie?
All right, let's talk about the heffalump in the room, okay?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Apparently, and I didn't know this before, the internet is letting stupid people on now.
Oh,
What?
you didn't know that?
They decided Die Hard, not a Christmas movie?
That's
yeah,
stupid.
I don't know who they polled. That's the dumbest.
What kind of...
Last time I checked, the internet's not a democracy where you just vote and then that's a fact.
No, of course the internet's not a democracy because every person's opinion is the only opinion that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I didn't post it to the Facebook page. I think I sent it to you guys, but I didn't send it to the page because like that poll is not scientific and it's not
It would
not
have to be
accurate.
scientific.
Yeah, oh no, you need to poll more than 10 nerds in a basement.
I don't think it had a margin of error.
Well, I mean, who would say Die Hard is not a Christmas? I want to meet these people.
Yeah.
Grumpy people.
Where I was going to go with this is like, if this is a Christmas movie, then Die Hard's a Christmas
Right,
movie.
yeah, because they're basically, it's like
Yeah.
the same.
Because both have very little to do with Christmas other than Christmas is happening.
Yeah.
Right,
While the
and there's
movie
Christmas
happens.
music.
Yeah.
All right, not that
Die
anyone
Hard's
cares,
a damn Christmas movie.
but
Sorry,
I've seen this movie too.
Well, you've seen every movie.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, Tony.
There's only been one movie on our list that Tony has not seen.
That's fine.
And which one was it?
Also,
It was Warrior
Okay, yeah.
because Rich picked it.
Right.
No, it was Ip Man 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you've seen Warrior.
Or no, I don't think I had seen Warrior before that. Anyway, yeah, also according to ABC Family or Freeform or whatever it's called, they seem to think Harry Potter is a Christmas movie, so you know what?
I mean,
Die Hard's in there.
so, and we've already been over this. My criteria is if Christmas happens during the process of the film, it counts. It counts.
Agreed.
Harry Potter, they have a Christmas tree up during the film. It's got whimsical Christmas music. So.
Yeah, but that's not throughout the movie.
No,
I
not
think it needs to
throughout.
be essentially throughout the movie
I-
for it to be a Christmas movie.
Okay, I'm not, but all right. All right.
Also,
Not
wait,
but all
quick-
right.
I'm kind of enjoying that Rob's not going to get this, but so Deadpool is a Christmas movie?
Sure.
Because
they
Christmas
bang
in
on
it
Christmas, is
for
that
like a
right?
second.
For a moment.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Yeah, okay. So then that's fine. You can watch it at Christmas. I'm not saying Deadpool is a Christmas movie, and I'm not saying Harry Potter is a Christmas movie, but I'm saying they can be watched at Christmas.
Well,
Because
anything
they
you
feature
can
those
watch
elements.
at Christmas.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like it fits into the umbrella of Christmassy things.
It doesn't matter what you say, Tony will fight you on it.
It
That's
doesn't
not
matter. That's
See?
I'm saying
He does have you there.
You son of a bitch.
Well played, Greg.
welcome to our secret podcast about The Last Jedi.
Wait,
I haven't
what?
seen it yet.
Welcome to neither have I.
No, not yet.
Welcome to our secret
I still
podcast
haven't
about
seen it
the.
either.
Yo, the matinees are
Really?
still almost sold out.
Yeah.
Like the first ones of the
Really?
day are still almost
I
sold
got
out.
opening day tickets the day before, no problem.
Yeah, I'm not going with
I'm not going
theater.
while the theaters
It
are still
wasn't
filled.
packed.
I'm not going.
How'd you?
I don't know. It was very weird. I got like a 7:45 showing opening day,
Wow.
and
Well, that just
I was
spoiled
able
the
to
whole
pick
mystery
my
of
seats.
what
It
was
was
in
very
there.
weird.
That's it.
Wow.
We're stopping this whole
That
thing.
might be the first fat chat fail we've ever had.
And I missed it.
It was worse than spoiling The Last Jedi.
Yeah, do you still have that list of Last Jedi spoilers just to ruin it for everybody?
So
I could get it.
Disney's acquisition of Fox?
Yeah, that happened.
So, movie.
Yeah, okay,
Home Alone.
so
A movie happened.
Home Alone Christmas movie.
Yes. Die Hard Christmas movie.
Die Hard Christmas
Let's just
movie.
start. Everybody at the table is in agreement on that. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Harry Potter Christmassy movie. It's Christmassy.
Movie that contains a scene that involves Christmas.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Christmassy movie.
Yeah, to each their own on what they want to watch at Christmas and what but yeah, for me, they certainly that fits the criteria, so I'm fine with it.
Lethal Weapon. That's a Christmas movie.
Yes,
Sure.
Axel Foley or Beverly Hills Cop. Sorry,
Wait, does that take place at Christmas?
who believes? Or am I thinking of 48 Hours? No,
No.
Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yes.
Trading Places.
Trading Places, yeah.
Oh, Yep.
I actually recently saw some of that. But anyway, what we saw tonight was Home Alone.
Put a banana in your tailpipe.
So let's get into that. There was some discussion earlier over who played Santa. Do you know who almost played Santa?
Bill Murray.
Chris Farley. He actually applied for the role, but did not get it.
Applied for the role.
Well, or auditioned, whatever you want to call it.
Well, that's how he didn't get it. He submitted an application. They're like, look at this asshole. Just didn't pick him.
And you know who was almost brought in to play Harry? Anyone?
Laurence Olivier.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Smartest remarks from the rest of the group here.
Stink.
No.
Robert De Niro.
What?
I've actually heard that, now that you say that.
That'd be a
but I
different
wouldn't know.
movie entirely.
Yeah.
Would it?
He's
And
funny.
I think so. Oh, he's funny, but like that's a different tone completely.
Is
to
it?
me. Yeah. Joe Pesci can be scary, but like when he's funny, he's kind of funny. Robert De Niro, even when he's funny, he's scary.
I don't find Robert De Niro scary.
Eh.
Not ever
What
since he was in that,
was
like, well, the movie was singing and stuff. Wasn't he in Dragon and some such?
And what?
Was it Stardust or something?
Oh, no.
What is that?
No, Stardust, he had to act tough, but he was rather effeminate when he was in his private
I remember
quarters.
that, yeah.
Speaking of scary, though, Uncle Frank almost went to Kelsey Grammer.
I can see that.
Yeah, he can do it.
Sure.
But also on the note of scary, Joe Pesci deliberately avoided talking or dealing with Macaulay Culkin anytime they weren't, being filmed because he wanted him to think he was a menacing character, and he also had to go through great lengths apparently to try and keep his language down because he would just start swearing on set.
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
of course.
Movies
Joe
and that
Pesci.
bombs.
Oh yeah,
Well, you could tell he took a lot of time to come up with a new vernacular instead of swear words
Mhm.
Right.
for when he's hurt, because he's saying like the ras and frasins, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a whole bunch of things he had prepared.
well he was told to start using fridge instead of fuck
Yeah.
because he kept blurting that out while they were trying to record. Also, him and Daniel Stern both had over-the-top performances because the two of them just thought this was going to be a crap movie. So they just said, fuck it, let's go ham.
Mhm.
They both had to study the Rosetta Stone Yosemite Sam edition.
Yeah, they just watch
Yeah.
cartoons.
It's a kid's movie.
Also, as I'm sure we'll get into this, but while filming, a lot of the people were worried about the stuntmen because as funny as they played all these injuries, they were kind of terrifying, and even for the stuntmen, were quite dangerous.
Yeah, those falls down the concrete steps.
Oh, that hurt to watch.
I don't know how you do that. Like a dude just fell on the steps.
Yeah, just fall. That's weird.
Yeah.
Padding in the back of your jacket and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But, yeah, that's, if we want to get into some weirdness,
Let's get weird.
there's also talks.
I'll get the butter.
There's also
Sorry, Stacey.
talks that the bearded gentleman that's standing behind Catherine O'Hara in the airport scene where she's trying to make her way back
I
home.
noticed that guy.
Yeah, some people believe that's Elvis.
It's not Elvis.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before.
That is
Yeah,
not
That's a
people
thing.
believe that's Elvis.
That's
Come
a thing.
on,
There's a
guys.
lot of weird theories we can get into as we go through this movie,
Rich,
but
look it up, Rich. Look it up.
look up what?
Figure it out, Rich.
Elvis. Yeah. Yes, Rich, solve whether or not Elvis is dead.
Are we and Rich on speaking terms?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure where that
He
all
had to
ended
skip
up.
the one episode, but hopefully he's back now.
He didn't skip the episode.
No, oh no?
No.
Oh.
We took it like a man.
And he's still talking to us?
Yeah, I talked to him last night.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, he took it. Did he? Which man did he take? Like Jack Kylo Ren or Jack Conan?
Kylo Ren, he was like, no.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Jack Conan O'Brien is busy in troll makeup or whatever he's doing.
Right. Out today on Netflix.
Okay.
But really? That's the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that guy. Yeah.
Once again.
That's funny.
I'm a grumbly troll. It's role reversal. Get it? No, it's alright. It's cool. Don't.
Don't pause the episode.
So Home Alone.
Let me hold you up.
So Home Alone.
Yep.
How you doing over there, Stacey?
Oh,
Hey, I'm
hey.
great.
Since we brought up Rich, I want to give a quick shout out to William as well, because you know what happened at 3:40 2 mornings ago? I'm getting ready for work.
Probably more like 9 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was very recent.
I'm saying when this comes out, it'll be.
No, that's true. Whatever, it doesn't. Shut up.
Peek
And
behind the curtain.
Apparently, I woke my wife up because she looks at me and she goes, "Hey."
You done yet? Oh, sorry.
No. I said she woke up. She looks at me and she goes, "Hey, there's a Tremor 6 coming out."
Yes.
And I'm like, "Thank you, honey. Go back to sleep." And she told me the name of it, but it was so stupid I couldn't remember. It was like Highway to Hell or some nonsense.
Wow.
That's all. So, Tremor 6.
Is it starring Jamie Kennedy?
I could not
Hope so.
possibly care.
Okay.
It's a Home Alone. It's a house. It's open on a house. It's like a ridiculous house.
Oh, we're skipping some stuff here.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like?
Well, we didn't guess how much it cost to make this. film.
Oh, actual stuff.
It's
We didn't go
500,
over our cast.
Yes.
200.
Good job, Joe. Good job.
Joe keeping on top of things.
All right. Well, if you don't know who's in this movie, then I don't know what to tell you. And
You
But-
deserve to be hitting the head with a crowbar.
yes,
In the meantime, yeah, who wants to take a guess at how much money this movie cost to make?
one tarantula,
You know there's more than that.
4 shelves.
I'm going to say $50 million plus the insurance costs for the stuntman
Another $50 million.
having almost died. I don't know.
The life insurance cost.
$50 million.
I'm gonna go with 40.
40 million?
Yeah.
$10 million.
Lowballing it.
I mean, that's
Still going
that's-
one tarantula?
yeah, one for
No, all
pretty low.
right. I'm gonna highball. I'm gonna go with 70 million.
Goes here. That's,
I mean, we got John Williams, we got Chris Columbus, we got various cast members.
We got 1990. So Stacy wins. It was $18 million.
What?
See, I knew it was
It's
gonna be
just actors.
cheap, but I
There's
didn't.
no, like, there's
Fine.
nothing
You-
else.
Most of that is probably
It's a
insurance
house-
money to Brian's
house and
point. But
actors.
Yeah.
yeah. You want to guess at how much money this movie made?
$120 million.
Um,
200 even.
like France with a dollar sign.
3.
Can't read or write.
Disqualified.
I think 150.
Oh.
150 million.
I didn't keep enough track to know what one year.
200,
Yep.
120.
120, 150. And
Oh,
France.
yeah. I'll go with a different stupid answer. 250.
Better off. It was $476 million.
I mean, that did well,
In 1990.
but that's
Oh,
big.
So maybe not. Maybe like Holland with a dollar sign.
I'll go
Holy
with that.
shit.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Records at the time, right? It broke records at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was
held the record for quite a while.
Yeah.
Actually.
at least at the time of Dogma's filming, it was one of the top 25 blockbusters because it was the only one that Salma Hayek's Muse character had nothing to do with.
Now, did one of you gentlemen...
Fart
You
joke.
didn't hear with that?
I did
It
not.
shook the earth.
I did not hear it. I don't...
Like,
I
everyone else stared at me when they did it.
I thought you had backed your chair into
Oh, no.
the thing, and that's what
No,
that
that
noise
was
was.
his ass blowing back.
The chair actually moved forward.
Okay. It hit me in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we recover from that.
like
Joe,
an
would you like to
iron
tell us
down a
who's in this
laundry
movie.
chute.
All right. So you got Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister, Joe Pesci as Harry Lime, Daniel Stern as Marv Merchants, Roberts Blossom. That's
My Blossom had
my
nothing
new
to do with
favorite
this
name.
film.
Roberts Blossom as
You
Old
leave
Man
my
Marv.
Blossom out of this.
Catherine O'Hara as Kate McAllister, John Hurd as Peter McAllister, and Devin Rattray as Buzz McAllister.
Buzz is on the list. He gets a nod. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I looked at this cast on IMDb. They are not in good shape today.
Well,
No.
several of them
I
are
mean,
deceased.
granted, it's
are they
been
not?
27 years, but
Buzz is currently involved in Mosaic, which is a big thing. Come on.
Some of those kids are acting still.
yeah.
Well, Buzz being one of them.
How do you spell?
In
Devin
fact,
Ratch?
do you remember who the little boy that wets the bed is?
I know I saw that motherfucker before, but I couldn't remember.
That's
Anyone?
his little brother. That's
I thought it was Kevin.
Well, is that
Brother.
Karen McCulkin?
That's Kieran Culkin
Yeah.
of Scott Pilgrim versus the World fame.
Mm.
Now, all right. let's talk about
Yes.
Wait.
yeah.
That's why I was. That's why I was.
Oh no.
That's Buzz.
this. There's also where is it? There, that one.
Was he in that movie about
Saucy Kicks.
No, about going to a Comic Con?
He was not the star. You're thinking of somebody else for fanboys.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
That was when they're breaking into George Lucas's house.
Yeah,
right?
that wasn't him.
Oh.
He might have been in it though. I don't know. But
Okay, well, you know that's
Now we can start talking about the movie.
so a house. We open on a ridiculously big
yeah.
house.
There's a lot of craziness going on. We see a police officer at the door, played by Joe Pesci,
Yeah. So
who can't seem to get any respect.
no. So why didn't he just start taking things out of the house at that point?
I don't know.
He could have. No one
He
noticed.
could
No
have.
one
He
would
could have
know.
wiped the place
Right.
totally clean. Just left.
Mark this as point number 1, where he could have started stealing without any trouble.
Yeah, just change
few of
outfits
them.
a couple of times. Just grab some stuff. Like
Change outfits, nothing. Be like, here, let me help you pack, and just start putting things in a
Yeah.
bag and walk out the door. I don't think anyone would have noticed. But nobody can find the parents.
Nobody asked how he got in the house without a warrant.
nope.
I think one of the kids left.
Yeah, I
it.
would imagine somebody.
My guess is a kid opened the door.
That, or
Right.
apparently they never locked
Yeah.
their doors.
My assumption is he just walked in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't.
don't lock doors.
Because even though this is a big, very fancy house, no one seems to bother locking the door. So I guess they're just not worried about it. They got a nice neighborhood or whatever.
Mm.
The pizza guy gets in as well with no problem, but has trouble getting paid because, again, no one can find the parents because they're off doing things.
He also
Getting ready.
nails that statue.
Yo,
Yeah,
why
correct.
everyone hits the fucking statue? Like, why? Like,
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's running gag.
Whimsical, Brian.
Okay.
Whimsical is the right word. So yeah, Joe Pesci finally discovers the McAllisters themselves.
And like, you would think that he would have used the statue because it comes up so many times.
Yeah.
You think he would have used it in one of his pranks.
Mm-hmm.
But like, no. Sorry. We'll get there eventually. Sorry.
But it's actually, I suppose this immediately leads us to our first fan theory, that Mr. McAllister is in with the mob. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's
Why?
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
They have a ton of money that we are never told where it comes from, and
Why
he
would they
seems
tell us?
awfully
Yeah.
squirrely when the police show up.
He's also
No, he doesn't. He's hungry and wants pizza.
It's 1990. People had money then.
Yeah.
so A, his last name is McAllister. B, he would have just made a call and the kid would have been taken care of. There would have been nothing like there would have been no discussion if he were connected
They had trouble making calls for some reason.
For one day.
for one day.
Because the
Well,
phone
no,
rings
he had
now.
trouble the whole time. As to why is a bit more tricky. We'll get into that later.
Well, he had trouble calling his own house.
And Harry and Marv would have never come around.
Oh no, absolutely not. Like they're like, no, that's a made man. We do not go near that house.
All right. So anyway, yeah, everybody's having pizza, but everybody eats the cheese pizza.
No. There's so much more before then. All right. So it opens up with Kevin essentially going into his parents' bedroom as they're packing to go to France.
Because he's a douche.
Yeah, and
He's a
he's
shitty
an
kid.
asshole. He's just super rude to his parents and uses language that I wouldn't even dream to use at his age. When I remember being young watching the movie, and I was like, oh my god, did you just hear how he talked to his mother? And it was shocking to me as a kid. But anyway,
Yeah.
aside from that,
Jumps in the suitcase.
A big thing about it was, number one, he brought up that he was playing with his father's
Glue gun.
fishing hooks.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of suggests that he tinkers with things, foreshadowing the way he sets up the house. And number two, she tells him, well, they tell him to leave, and then Aunt Leslie comes in looking for a voltage adapter, and then they give him Kevin, and she says, go pack your suitcase, and he gets all freaked out because he's like, I don't know how to pack a suitcase, leading us to also think, number two, this kid is not self-sufficient for character development.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a jerk, but he's useless.
Yeah.
Well, but then at this point, though, all he wants is some help. And everyone just pisses on him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's a jerk all the time.
Right.
Well, I think it's because his family's shitty.
Yeah.
And so he's just a shitty kid.
I haven't seen enough evidence at this point to support that. Like,
he's rude to his parents, and then he goes to his siblings. He's kind of nice to his siblings. He's just asking them for advice, and they're just kind of like dismissing him.
I don't know, man. I think this is more of his alligator tears. When, like,
sure. I mean, he's clearly spoiled. And then, like, he starts, like, stamping, and he's like, I'm living alone. And so, like, clearly he's a brat, but he just very nicely talks to Buzz.
When I
get his ass kicked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when we're introduced to his tarantula.
Right.
Also setting up
the neighbor.
Stuff that happens in the movie
Fuck
later on.
tarantulas.
Yeah. I do remember being very jealous of Buzz's room when I was a child. He had, like, a BB gun.
He had a dope-ass Jordan cutout.
He had Topps figures when they just came out. Yeah, he had the dope-ass Jordan cutout. Tarantula.
Apparently a trunk
fire
full of Playboys.
crackers, yeah, pornography. He was all set.
He was a cool older brother.
Honestly, I've always just been jealous of, well, honestly, I was always jealous of the attic room that they...
Oh, the attic room's awesome, too.
That he didn't want to go to because it was awful.
Yeah, when he went up there, I was like, that room's sweet.
Yeah, what is your problem, dude?
We'll go live there now.
It's mildly messy. Clean it up and you're fine. What's your problem?
So this movie made me want to clean the attic in my house. And I started to. I legit did. And then I was like, fuck that.
All right, but just to go back, no. So where to take it? He's a well-sufficient tinkerer who can apparently make all these great traps, but he can't, like, wipe his own ass? Is that the deal?
Sure. I mean, yeah, there's lots of kids that like to play with, they have like a wheelhouse that they play with, but they don't want to pick up their bedroom.
Well, like, the other thing, too, is he's just not in his comfort zone, because he's like, I think he could pack the suitcase, he just genuinely did not know what to do. He just wanted some advice, like, where do I start? And everyone's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as they say in Paris, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then also...
Fuck me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think a part of it was just, he's just a brat that's used to having everyone do everything for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit...
I think he's perfectly capable of packing his own suitcase.
That's...
Oh, he is, but I don't think he knows that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's like a secret Christmas Carol tale buried in here.
Okay, to be fair, no one just said, hey, grab, this bag from your closet, get 5 pairs of underwear, 5, shirts, a couple jeans or whatever, whatever it is. Like, no one gave him anything to go on. They were just like, you're a dick, get out of my way. So, yeah.
Well, and they're like, oh, mom's just going to do it for you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when Lenny also tells him that he has to sleep with Fuller in the attic, and then that's how we find out that that's going to suck, because he wets the bed.
Fuller wets the bed.
That was a big bed. Like, Fuller could wet that, and I think he'd still be fine.
Yeah, he could have stayed out of the wet spot.
I would have just made a dam out of pillows and, like, been like, that's your half of the bed, this is my half. Yeah, I still do that if I have to share a bed with somebody today.
But also, in that attic, if that's where you're sharing it, I'd be like, you know what? I'm bigger than you. You're sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Or there were other spots to sleep.
Yeah, it's a big attic. Like, here's a pillow and a blanket. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
But also, did you notice that throughout all of this, we never actually see Kevin's room?
Correct.
Huh. Weird note.
Because he probably sleeps with his parents all the time.
That's disturbing. All right.
This house has 5 bedrooms, too, so, like...
It's also completely decorated in Christmas. Every wall, every floor,
Oh, it's
every
it's so 80s and I love it.
intricate detail is either red green or white.
Yeah, like they have like the beds and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I did read that there was basically they wanted to avoid the situation of is this a Christmas movie or not, so everything is themed red, green, or white.
Right. It helps remind you it's Christmas
Yes.
time.
Yeah. I guess that's what Die Hard was missing. If he was wearing green pants, we wouldn't have this
But now I have a
discussion.
machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Right.
Someone should just go in and just draw a Santa hat on him in every shot.
Right.
They really should, though. They really should.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Special edition.
No, they put like the Grinch smile on Gruber.
Yeah, some people, Christmas doesn't start till Santa shows up in the Macy's Day Parade.
Mhm.
For me, it doesn't start till MacGruber falls off the tower. That's just
I want reindeer antlers on. I think it was Carl. Was the big German
Yeah,
one?
the
Yeah. Anyway, we're off.
so. God damn it. So where are we?
Bottom line,
Pizza time.
he's pissed at his family. He's not happy with how he's being treated, and he's making some bad decisions because of it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
pizza time.
Yeah, everybody ate his cheese pizza. His brother's being a dick.
Why did they order? They ordered 10 pizzas.
Mhm.
Right.
Why
Like
did they
how,
order 9 with olives on them?
Right.
Yeah.
What the crap is
how
that?
half of those at least cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
what the hell's going on.
There's
here.
not a pepperoni to be had at that table. It was olives for days, and I would have spat on it. I would just spat
As
right
a
on
kid,
it.
I would have been really cranky
Okay.
about
Get
that.
your-
I love olives,
Fuck you.
but if that were something I didn't like, it would be like Troll 2 in there. Like,
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
was
all
saying
over the
that.
hospitality.
That's the other, like, obviously
You're
they're
gonna save
rich.
them.
Obviously they're rich. They don't have to worry about this, but like, cheese pizza's the cheapest option. Just fucking go with a couple extra.
Yeah.
Like, what?
The amount of pizzas you bought, they probably threw a few in for free.
Yeah.
$11.80.
I just, like, why do you not? Like, what, all olives? Like, come on.
That's probably what Uncle Frank wanted.
But probably.
Well, Uncle Frank,
So-
yeah, he's like, I wanted olives. So we'll just order 12 olive pizzas.
Yeah.
Done.
So yeah, Kevin gets pissed and he like starts hitting his brother.
Well, 'cause he's-
No. His brother's being a dickhole.
His
His
brother's
brother
being a
is-
He was
dickhole.
like pretending to vomit in his face so that
Yeah.
he could eat his regurgitation.
Oh no, I know the scenario
That's the part
well.
that bothers me the most well, not the most, but in this movie is that Kevin gets in trouble. He's the younger kid. Why is Buzz not touched at all? He's the older sibling.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Let me tell you from
But
experience.
they know how they act
No.
with each
It doesn't
other.
matter. The older brother that knows how to mouth off, there's no evidence of it. But when the little brother starts swinging,
No.
you see that. Trust me,
If
every
I-
time.
If those were my
Every
kids, I would question
time.
them and be like, what happened?
You would think.
Tell me what happened before I start dishing shit out.
When you have that many people in the house, you don't care. You
I mean,
just,
Yeah,
Also,
but-
the passports and plane tickets were soaked in milk.
correct.
So they had other things to
yeah,
deal with.
super cranky about that. Which I didn't notice as a kid, and I think I was like 25 when I finally noticed that they like pick up Kevin's passport
figure it
and
out.
throw
I
it.
didn't notice that until this past week when I watched it.
Right.
I
As a kid,
never
you
noticed
just
that.
kind of glaze over.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. They threw
Yeah,
his
they threw
Yeah,
his
they
passport.
throw his
Okay,
stuff.
so
They
that
throw his
explains-
stuff away,
yeah,
right?
that's
So they
why I
don't
don't
count
see it.
him going on the airplane. It
Yeah.
all makes sense. It all kind
Yeah,
of
they
adds
do.
up.
They cover their bases on that
They do.
pretty well because all the things I was thinking about, like this is how they noticed Kevin was missing. Like they really did cover.
Yeah, they had their ducks in a row here. That's for sure.
No, Kevin is annoying as fuck. Someone would have heard his ass being annoying.
Well, that
Well-
seems to be what eventually clues them in. Yeah.
It's been awfully quiet for a long time.
She's like, I haven't had heartburn in 12 hours.
I don't know. Sometimes though, well, we'll get to that when we get to the
Yeah.
actual go to the airport part.
So yeah, and again, I do like he is totally blamed, even though like I understand he is the catalyst for all this, but like everything just goes wrong. Like Uncle Frank smashes the one kid into the thing, other people are hitting drinks over, and like all this chaos breaks out, and it's all blamed on him, which is kind of sucky. But he is a shit, so whatever. So they try and send him to his room, or in this case, the attic, because that's where he'll be sleeping. And he's pitching a fit, and he's just like, you know what? Fuck you, Mom. I hope you guys never show up again. I hope you just disappear.
It's a
And during that
sad
part
scene.
is when we're also introduced to Marv, or Harry rather, and he talks to Kate about how he's a cop and how he's making sure the neighborhood's safe and everything.
We also see him wish Kevin a Merry Christmas with
Right.
a little glint from his gold tooth.
Right. So it's basically just the setup of this is how they know they're not home. Is Kay is telling them their agenda so that he's like, oh, well, tomorrow they're going to be gone.
Yep. So Kevin is off to the attic to sleep.
Does
Everybody else,
Pesci have the most hits on our list now?
What?
most
Pesci?
hits. Most movies from
No, I still think James Hong has them. James Hong has been in a lot of things on our podcast.
True. Although Pesci's getting up there.
Pesci's up there. Yeah, I think
It's
Pesci's
like
number
4 or
2.
5 now.
You should count
Really?
it.
5?
Because, like, all right, so
So Gone Fishing.
Gone Fishing,
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
this
Super.
movie,
The Super.
The Super,
Yep.
My Cousin Vinny,
Yep.
that's 4.
Mhm.
And Home Alone, yeah. So we didn't say
Almost 5, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So-
4, yeah.
Okay.
he's up there.
Yeah. I mean, Joey Fish, man.
Yeah.
It's getting it on in our ears.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one of your dad's cookies.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
We got
Spritz.
Wait, what?
What would you suggest?
Stacy brought cookies.
Flour.
The flour?
Yeah.
What's your favorite color of flour?
Of those or in general?
What cookie would you like
Oh,
the
the
most
flowers
so
are-
I can eat it?
This guy right here?
Yep.
The yellow?
That's what he's doing.
That's
for real.
exactly what's going on there.
May I have a cookie?
Why don't we all just do a
Yeah,
round of
you can.
cookies right now?
You can have a cookie.
I have
But I
a
want Stacey to give me a cookie.
half yellow, half green Christmas tree.
Me too. Well, why is that
Pick it
treated?
up and put it in your mouth.
Are you going to feed it to him?
Well,
I wasn't fed.
it was Christmas time. Merry Christmas to me.
All right.
Okay,
So,
Brian, I'll feed it to you.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you so much.
And I'll scrub the crumbs out of your beard.
Like
Again,
Because I love you.
so much. I
What a
appreciate you.
gentleman.
Like an anaconda, I'm going to regurgitate mine so I can eat it again. After it winks at all of you.
I'm now just imagining Rob like one of those birds on like a crocodile's mouth or something, just pecking the little things out of your beard.
I'm
Robert,
trying to figure out how to make them stay. But I'm trying to put a bird's nest in my beard for Christmas. I'm trying, but
But you gotta braid the bottom so it holds it in.
maybe. Yeah, figure it out.
So now that no one's listening, let's get back to this movie.
we had a cookie
Yeah, so there's a
interlude.
storm.
Oh, there was a line I really liked, though, just going back a little bit. When he was talking to his brother in the room, he was like, "Can I sleep here tonight? Fuller's going to wet the bed." And he's like, "I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you were growing out of my ass."
Oh, and that's also when we see Old Man Marley.
Yep.
Yes.
Got to bring that up.
Yeah, the man next door who,
That's a good cookie.
rumor has it, he has killed his entire family and a bunch of other people and disposed of their bodies in giant trash barrels of salt. So the cops could not get enough evidence to arrest him. And it's just super creepy.
South Bend Shovel Slayer.
Yes.
Is this a sheep?
I think it's supposed to rain a reindeer.
All right.
This is obese
So-
reindeer.
I know he's chubby.
It's
All right.
adorable. I feel bad.
So
eating
yeah,
it.
Kevin has we have a little mini montage where he's saying he wishes his family disappears.
Mhm.
And, no, that doesn't happen yet. He
He
just
thinks
says
it
that.
to himself, yeah.
Yeah, then he goes to sleep. And there's some severe winds that blow Santa down the street and knock a branch off of a tree that knocks out power to the house
Mm-hmm.
And the phone lines.
and the phone lines.
Of course.
So everybody oversleeps.
Which is ridiculous.
Mhm.
All right. So they have to get up at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You're telling me 4 adults, none of them wake up before 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
They have 2 kids that seem like they're probably like,
I would
5 or
if I had a
6.
trip to go on, but normally, I'd sleep through it.
Well, I mean, if one of them's just pissing the bed, he's not getting up to you.
One of those kids would wake up.
No.
Yeah, there's 11
I would
kids.
argue the kid that pissed the bed is getting up real early because he's going to be
Right.
like, I am uncomfortable.
him and his sister, they're both very young.
Yeah.
Kids wake up early.
Yeah.
There's 11 kids and 4 adults, and none of them have woken up
Yeah,
before
and
8 o'clock in the
I
morning.
guarantee you that kid that wets the bed, his mom woke up early too.
Mm,
Yeah,
she's
Aunt
used to
Leslie.
that.
Yeah.
you would think. But no, they all sleep through it
But they wouldn't.
until the pickup service shows up and waits around for them, apparently, because there's no
Well, not
way.
getting paid
Yeah,
otherwise.
it's
Well-
the 90s. There's a sign for him to get paid.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fair.
like, we don't care if you don't make your flight. We're still taking your ass to the airport.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, because there's no way they all got ready that quickly. I don't care how
So-
much you sped up the film.
It is
Giant
in
hustle.
that frenzy where, Kevin gets forgotten about. And annoying neighbor comes by. What was his name?
Mitch Murphy.
Mitch Murphy.
My God.
This guy, he's just like, I have a question about everything. The guy's just like, hit the road, kid.
Yeah, I would throw this kid into the street. I'm
So-
sorry.
Basically, he's like, what's the name from the Goonies?
Chuck.
Yeah, like instead of being like ice creams, he's like, oh, what does this do? Does it have this? When I was this, it did this. Like,
Does this thing have automatic transmission?
Yeah, no, this is the
Four-wheel
worst.
drive.
This is the worst kid because it's not just he's asking all these incessant questions. He's asking them repeatedly. Like before you can even answer, he keeps asking more. Like, oh,
I hate that person.
Yeah.
He's the most punchable face on the block.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, could you just put your hand here for a moment and close the door on it and be like, all right,
Dennis
now
the
leave.
Menace.
So while this is happening, the kids all assemble outside so the oldest daughter can do a head count. And this kid fucks up the head count by being in the van, going through all their
Yeah,
stuff,
going through the bag.
just touching everything in the bag.
Oh,
The kid has no friends.
and I know why.
I mean, you don't see him after that point because old man Marley just hit him with a shovel.
I wish.
I think he went to Florida. I don't know. Anyway, what should we call it? So now, they've counted the right amount of children. So everyone just gets in the van and goes.
Yeah, they're all divided up into two vans,
Mm-hmm.
which is also kind of important because it helps show like how
you can't
easily
look
you
around.
would forget. Yeah, one of them because just assume they're in the other van.
So, on the point of Kevin's annoying, someone would have noticed he wasn't there. So it's when you're in a hurry to get somewhere, you'd be amazed the stuff that you would miss. I regret not telling this story when we watched The Last Starfighter. But I saw The Last Starfighter when I was like 3 or 4. I don't know. And several of my brother's friends came along, so there was a bunch of children in my mom's station wagon. So it was my mom and my dad, my brother, my sister, myself, and I think 2 of his friends. And everybody piled in the car and made it. We go to the movie theater. Everyone gets out of the car, and I'm not wearing any pants.
Yes! That's
Everyone's
awesome.
like, "Where's Joe's pants?" I'm like, "I don't know."
How old are you?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay.
So why haven't you learned anything? Why do you continue to show up places with no pants on?
He's used to it now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
like
become a
that.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
He felt right. He felt right.
No, I was allowed to get away with it. They just threw a blanket over me and carried me in the movie theater. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess there's no consequences. Down with pants. So bottom line, when you're in a hurry to get somewhere with a bunch of kids,
All right.
things tend to not go noticed.
Wow.
Her mom didn't just suddenly bolt forward in her seat and go, trousers!
I can picture your mom doing that too.
She does that, but it doesn't have anything to do with a trouser check. Okay.
All right. So yeah, everyone rushes. They get on the plane. They're about to, they got to take off. So they're having seats.
International flight from
First
front
class.
door to the plane in 45 minutes. That shit has not happened after 1998.
Yeah.
They can say hold the plane, and they do.
Yeah, it does not happen.
Oh, and also
way.
before they leave, the guy from the power company comes over and lets her know that the power's fixed, but the phone lines aren't. So that also shows why she can't get a hold of him right away.
Yeah.
We'll put a pin in that one.
There are several things that happen in this movie that would not fly today.
No.
And that is one of them, the getting on the plane in 45 minutes.
Yes.
Like from the front door to on the plane in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
I mean, I know you live in like a suburb of Chicago, but
Chicago,
no.
O'Hare, Airport, giant ass airport.
That's-
You're lucky if you're at the front door of the airport, you get on the plane in 45
There's like
minutes.
trams and
That's-
trolleys and shit at
Yeah,
the airport.
yeah,
Like,
that's not.
Yeah, no way.
They live down the street. That's
even with a TSA pre-check, I don't think you're getting on the plane in 45
The
minutes.
week of Christmas?
Yeah, no.
No.
But they're all on the plane somehow, and they're off and running. Meanwhile, back at home, Kevin wakes up and just kind of sauntering around the house, just having a grand old time.
Eerily quiet.
Yeah. He's watching a little TV, making himself some breakfast, and realize, like, oh, yeah, where is everybody? Something's wrong here. And, yeah, he just kind of discovers, you know, he's dicking around. He's calling out for his parents. He's eating junk food, watching bad movies. He's going to Buzz's room.
I really like also Buzz's room. He's got a cool, like, little devil light switch. It's like, it's got devil horns and it's doing a little dance.
I didn't even notice.
Light switch cover. It's real cool.
I did notice that. I do believe the light switch is his wiener.
I did not notice that. Even better.
It also only works if you use your mouth to flip the switch.
Like, I've been left at home before.
Yep.
Like, and it's like kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
But I'm always just like, I'll be home eventually. Let's go watch TV.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Kevin pushes it immediately by going into Buzz's room and start.
I would be super nervous because I'd be like, my parents are going to kick my ass when they get home. Realize I didn't come along on the flight.
Yeah, that's a problem. But yeah, he's just kind of enjoying it, and well, he's not really, you know, fully accepted at this point, I suppose, until he finally starts thinking and going, you know, oh wait, I made my family disappear, and remembering how much he hates them, and was like, all right, this is cool. I made my family disappear.
The thing is, he goes outside and he sees the cars in the garage. So he doesn't think they left for the airport because he didn't realize they had to take a shuttle. So he literally believes they've disappeared. Not that they went on vacation without him. Which I didn't, also another thing I didn't pick up as a kid. I just thought like he just sort of figured they left without him. And then as I got older, I was like, oh no, he's a little kid and he thinks they're like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
I do also give them credit because I was like, yeah, wait, why did you leave the doors to the garage open? But they do bring that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing we forgot. That's why you feel weird.
Covers its bases.
It sure does.
Try.
So immediately he's just jumping on his parents' bed.
Right.
Eating popcorn.
Well, yeah, it's all his now, so what is it?
And my theory is the whole rest of the movie is just some weird dying fantasy he had because while he was jumping, he actually was choking on a piece of popcorn. And like this whole
Jacob's Ladder scenario.
Why are you so morbid?
He theorizes this at least once every like.
A lot of people
episodes.
do.
I got a couple for this movie specifically.
You're not alone in that either. But
wow. All right, I feel worse now. I take it all back.
Well, not in that specific one. That one you might be alone in. But theories.
We see in the basement, Kevin is afraid of the furnace.
It's a scary fucking furnace.
Oh yeah, no. I think I used to be afraid of my furnace too.
Yeah, they're scary.
Yeah, I was never really afraid of ours.
It's an old ass house too, so probably has the steam pipes for heating. So like they knock and all kind of shit. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know what that's all about.
Yeah,
it'll bleed them sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Kevin's enjoying his newfound freedom. Meanwhile, his parents are starting to kind of piece together, like, oh shit, we forgot something.
Not his parents, his mother.
Well, his mother.
His dad doesn't care. He's like,
it's fair.
I feel like his dad definitely is the honey, you handle this kind of dad. Like,
I feel like his dad realized like an hour ago that they forgot Kevin, and he's like, I'm just gonna hope she doesn't.
just let me get to Paris.
He knew the whole time. The whole time he was like, oh, kid.
Just let me have
some kind of a vacation.
Another theory that I read about is that the father intentionally did all this because he's trying to train his children to be secret agents.
Why?
What?
Okay.
Just one at a time.
Put some kind of evidence down on these theories before they fire them out.
The evidence is, looking at Buzz, his look, his demeanor, his room, with the gun and everything. He is definitely like kind of
a teenager.
Well, he's kind of got a military brat thing going on. A little bit.
No.
Not really.
No.
However, they do have a giant flag for Chicago in the attic. It's like it's on the ceiling, and it's got the stars, and I didn't know what that was, and I Googled it, and I could figure it out. And then I realized Harry also has it on the patch on his arm, and I was like, there's the same flag! What is that? And then I found out it's like Chicago Cop, and I was like, oh, that's not exciting. I thought it was like a secret message in there that I cracked code.
Well, I mean...
No.
So Kevin is when he sets up Buzz's Tops figures and just executes them all with a BB gun.
Yep.
Yeah, what were
down
those
the
figures
laundry
called, Joe? Do you remember?
Tops.
Figures. Yeah.
Just Tops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like real new when this came out.
It was probably Tops All Stars or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
maybe.
one where I was, as a kid, I didn't get it, well, because A, I wasn't into sports, but B, they didn't do anything either.
Yeah,
Right.
they were just fixed pose figures.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the, you want a figure, but you kind of want just a statue. Okay, yeah, here's a weird middle ground. Enjoy
Well,
that.
with money now.
Be like,
Oh, I'm sure.
no
Yeah.
thanks, I'll play with my G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
This is what.
with 1,000,000 points of...
Ooh,
Oh my god.
Wow, all right.
there's another one.
Okay.
Oh my
Dear
god.
Lord.
Okay.
I am sorry, Stacy.
No, it's not.
I mean...
Oh, I am.
Stacey knew
I'm sorry enough for me, but she's not used to this.
Stacey knew what she was signing up for.
She
when came.
she bought the t-shirt. She knows what's up.
She brought the T-shirt to breathe through.
Again, you can buy t-shirts at our website, 4ampodcast.podbean.com.
You can.
They double as gas masks.
And toilet paper. Joe.
Yeah, you might need to use it as a
That was
diaper.
entirely gaseous material, I assure you.
Oh. Again, this, you could argue, lots of stuff with foreshadowing. This is showing the, is this a dumbwaiter or no? What would this be? Just a
Just a
laundry
laundry
chute?
chute, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's
Just like
also,
Kevin's a crack shot.
yeah.
Mhm.
So,
He's 4 feet away.
Yeah, he's not that far.
well, he's
Come
also, he's also 8 years old.
First time
May-
using it.
Yeah, maybe he's tried it a few times.
He probably has.
Yeah.
Like every time the Buzz leaves.
Which
So
that had to be a pretty shitty rifle because it was a one pump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rifle.
So he had no power behind
Yeah,
that
there's
thing.
nothing behind that. Like,
Although maybe it's one of those that you can pump it more.
oh, he just shows
Yeah,
it once, maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
He can't handle doing more than one.
Yeah, it gets harder,
he's the proverbial one pump chump.
Yes. Correct.
All right. So
As a kid, my friend Ben had gotten a pellet gun, so we're in his window shooting at. We put a towel on the laundry line out back, and so we're shooting this towel, and it's not moving. And we're like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, what the fuck is up?" So we go down, we put holes through this towel. Like, this towel had like 100 holes in it. We were hitting it, just going right through it, like it was nothing. So his mom was so mad.
Oh
We had shot through her garden because the garden was behind it. Like, so we shot through the garden and it's like,
I immediately knew where that story was going.
My prize tomatoes.
my first time experiencing a BB gun, I was of course downrange from one. I was playing with my G.I. Joes in the backyard when I noticed that like a small explosion in the dirt. And I was like, that was weird. What, did something fall from the tree? it's getting closer to me. Hey, what's going on here? And then like the one, as I could clearly see, they were being adjusted for me. And then I looked up and I saw my brother with the BB gun out our window in the bedroom taking pot shots.
Wow.
One of several times I had to run from him shooting BBs at me.
Spectacular. All right. So, we also see Marv and Harry are kind of like checking out the place. He's got it figured out. All the places where everybody's away for the weekend or week or whatever. They have timers on their lights, so he knows what time they're going to go off. That's how he knows what houses to hit and when and whatever. They're apparently on this block specifically for the McAllister house for some reason. That's their white whale or whatever.
Well,
Silver tuna.
Silver tuna. Sorry.
His whole gimmick is to pretend to be a cop and find out what people's security shit. And he saw the house and he thought they're going to be going away for a while. He's like, all right, well, perfect. I know that there's security now, and I know they won't be there. Fuck, it's perfect. Like,
And there's not going to be anyone else on the street.
on the
too,
street, yeah,
was
it
it?
was excuse me, on vacation. So he's like, fuck it, this is great. I mean, fucking 5-bedroom ass house,
Mhm.
$2 million house.
And a dog. I never knew they had a dog before.
There's a dog in it?
It's in a kennel.
I did not know that.
I didn't even notice a dog.
It was just a throwaway line, but
Oh,
Um,
Which is not fun.
yeah. So Kevin, at this point, he decides to watch Angels with Filthy Souls.
Yep.
Is it a real movie?
Nope.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Well,
I don't know. Shit.
it might be a real movie title, but it's probably not.
Those,
Not the same.
those actors have credits in this movie.
Yes.
Like the
Oh, the characters.
yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, that's probably not a real movie then.
No.
Oh, we
It
got
was made for this movie specifically.
we got snakes, and who's the other guy? The guy
Johnny.
Johnny. Yeah, wants his money.
Where's my money, Johnny?
Yeah.
He was owed 10% by another party.
Was it like AC or something like that?
Ace, yeah.
Too bad AC's not around no more.
He's upstairs taking a bath.
Put the bed, put the bed, put the bed.
Yeah, so he gets shot, is what we're getting at a lot by Tommy Gunn. Because this is supposed to be like some 20 style, whatever, mobster movie,
Gangster film.
gangster film, yeah.
All right, this is yeah.
I think it would have been better if they were just watching Goodfellas.
That would get too weird.
hard to beat out swears. Yeah.
Well, that too. But, like, also, at what point do you go, like, that's the dude I just saw in the movie. I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Forget the traps. I'm just gonna hide.
no!
You know, there's a cut somewhere where like they just played that in the background, like the audio from it. Like, what was funny? You like,
Well,
music?
apparently,
Funny how?
Chris Columbus repeatedly asked Joe Pesci to do those lines for him on set.
It's annoying.
Like, yeah, probably.
Oh.
Like the scene where Marlo's at the door. Like I bet there's a cut where someone just played Goodfellas audio.
So this is the point where Mom realizes that she has indeed left Kevin at home.
I left my baby boy. But yeah,
my baby.
they're halfway, over the ocean. There's nothing you can do about that. So she's just kind of freaking out.
She can freak out, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Frank to the rescue. He tries to make light of the situation. Say, hey, I forgot my reading glasses. Good job, Uncle Frank.
Yeah. Thanks, Kelsey Grammer.
And my lady's diaphragm.
So yeah, now I believe Kevin decides he needs to get a toothbrush, so he goes to the store.
Nope.
No,
No, it's when Harry and Marv decide
That's
they're
their
going to break in
first
the house.
attempt to try and
Yeah.
get into the house. And Kevin's asleep on the chair, and they go around back, and he wakes up hearing them. So he runs around, just flicks on a light. So then they're like, oh, they must have not left yet. And they leave. And he's terrified.
Is this when he went on the ice cream bender?
Yes, before
Yes.
then he was, because he's like
Okay.
passed out with ice
yeah,
cream.
that's when he was watching the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned last week that there would be a Fat Chat inductee this episode. And indeed it is Kevin McAllister.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
I mean-
Now, turn that easy chair into a turlet.
Yep.
And
Turlet.
Oh, he probably did.
I mean, intentionally do so.
He is apparently quite helpless.
I mean, he had like 7 or 8 scoops of ice cream at least.
It was a
Definitely
lot.
fudge nut chunk for
It's
sure.
a giant bowl.
And bedwetting runs in the family, so yeah.
Runs in the family.
I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
What?
Okay. Is that
So-
a thing? That'd be a thing.
Kevin thinks quick and turns some lights on when they're not supposed to turn on,
Yeah.
which is enough to spook Harry and Marv.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, maybe they haven't left yet. We'll come back tomorrow. Yada, yada. So, yeah, the next day he gets up, he gets showered and dressed. The infamous slapping his cheeks and screaming scene.
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
Did he shave?
No.
That's the thing. Like,
I don't know.
because as a kid, I was like, oh, it makes sense. And then like now, I'm like, that doesn't make
It wouldn't
sense.
hurt if there's no
I mean,
See, as a kid, I was like, I don't know what he's doing. Then when I got older, I was like, oh, that makes sense because of shaving cream. And now I'm like, wait, or aftershave. And now I'm like, wait, he didn't shave.
He must have
So why-
shaved.
that wouldn't hurt.
So
Maybe he
as a
pretended
kid,
to and accidentally.
I remember I thought, going back to Revenge of the Nerds, remember that stuff they pour on the football team's
Yeah.
jockstrap?
Liquid heat.
Yeah. I thought it was that.
That would
And
make
then-
more sense.
Yeah, and then I'm like, why would they have that in their bathroom?
I don't know.
By the way, that is the worst ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever.
We farted again.
No.
The liquid heat. I
But
think
we
is
don't need
easier
on the
than-
jockstrap.
Yeah, so, yeah. It's.
What'd
yeah.
you do?
Well, like, I pulled a muscle in my leg one time, and so I had to put biofreeze on it, and it spread, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. Like, I was in a lot of pain for a long time. It was uncool. So,
I see what you did there.
Oh, wait, though, the first time they try to break into houses, it's nighttime, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then he runs and hides, and then he comes out and says he's not afraid anymore?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's when he sees old man
Yep.
Marley. And he's like, oh, fuck, well, I'm scared of you.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know it was you. Even though it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of the guys that were actually breaking into my house, but the shovel killer, what was it? The turn
The
bend?
South Bend Shovel
South Bend
Slayer.
Shovel Slayer. Oh.
And that's also, it coordinates with Kate being back in Paris and making phone calls.
Yes.
Because after that is when the cop comes, and that's the reason why he doesn't open the door for the cop, because he's scared of.
And rude ass Americans kicking people off the phone.
Mm.
'Cause
Yeah, but back in
we're
Paris, like, they're trying to
a-holes.
call a bunch of different people, and she has to talk to the cops, but the cops are ridiculous for some reason to her.
They're a child psychologist or
Right.
family trauma or whatever.
Family
it was.
trauma center, yeah.
Family
Yeah.
crisis
Or
intervention,
crisis
yeah.
center.
Like, I felt she didn't frame her words properly when trying to convey the urgency of her message. Like, she's like, my son's home alone.
Yeah.
And it's like, I left my 8-year-old son at home while we went to France, and I'm worried about him. Can you check
No,
him? Like this.
she says, hi. She says, I'm calling from Paris. I have a son who's home alone. She says that.
Right, no, but that's what she says. But she's not like, that makes it sound like I meant to leave my son at home alone. Can you check? Not saying
I see what you're saying.
like,
yeah, like,
I left
this is an accident.
my 8-year-old son that was,
His home by himself.
Yeah.
By himself, like,
That's thing number 2 that would not fly today, because there'd be like a fucking SWAT team kicking out the front door of their house today. Like, they just run in there and grab the kid.
Also, quick note here. She tells everybody to, call everyone they know, everyone in her little black book or whatever, and all they get is answering machines. So at this point, the phones are working in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're working in the
no, not
neighborhoods of
necessarily.
whoever she has phone numbers for. That doesn't mean they all live on the same street.
right.
All right, I'll give you that.
And like, they already told us that the phone's gonna be down for at least a little while. So at least one day the phone's gonna be down.
Well, I know that's what they said, but that's, if they're calling and they're getting the answer machine, that means they're getting through. But yeah, it might not be their neighbors, I am assuming.
However,
We don't know for sure.
when they're at the Murphys across the street, Peter does leave a message on the Murphys
Yes.
answer machine, who's next door to them.
Yeah, but that's 2 nights
That's days
later.
later. Yeah. Well, yeah, but also
Because at that point, Kevin ordered
Peter-
pizza. But at that
right.
point,
But around that same time, Peter left that message when he's on the phone trying to call. So why doesn't he try and call his house again if he can get that answering machine? Because he's like talking to some woman who doesn't speak English. So it's like,
Yeah, that's
why
a
doesn't
good
he
point.
try the house
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Why doesn't the cop try again the next day?
Right. It's like, what kind of cop thinks a little kid is going to answer the door in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Just knocks
Well,
on
yeah,
the door and leaves.
right.
Yeah, I do also he just knocks on the door. He never
Right.
announces himself.
right.
Plus, at that point, you can say you have permission to enter my house.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Go
you could.
find the kid.
Yeah. Or for that matter, it's probably unlocked. There's probably a key under the
always
mat. Just,
unlocked.
You can get in. It's not hard. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, when a cop walked in there the other day,
Yeah.
no problem. So meanwhile, Kevin is on a rampage here. He just decides, rather than stacking objects up to reach the thing of money in Buzz's room, he's just going to climb the shelves,
Right. Like you do.
like you do.
When there's a tarantula right on that shelf there,
Yep.
you want to just climb on it.
Yeah, this is.
I realized I never had that problem because I've always been tall. So
Mhm.
Well, you know what? Congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah, you weren't like that tall when you were 8 years old. You
I
were
was
going
6
to
feet
reach
at
that.
12. So.
Well, yeah, but that when you were 8.
Knock on the foot, I'm still 5 feet tall.
Yeah. All right, you would have gotten a chair and stood on it. Yeah, you.
He goes, when he gets to the tree later, he's on a ladder. He
Yeah.
fucking knows how to use them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nope, just climbing for it. Breaks all the shelves.
So.
Sets loose a
It's a
tarantula.
big fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He
a lot of
wrecks
shit
this
fell on
place.
him, too.
Yeah, and he has to like move a board off his head to get
Yeah.
up. It's like you definitely would have had some injuries with that one.
Well, I mean,
We ignore a lot of injuries.
falling
in this movie,
damage,
though.
being struck by objects just
Yeah.
don't do the same thing in this world.
Plus, when you're a kid, you get quick. Like,
He did shake it off.
Maybe
your
that's
bones are more cartilage. Than,
Yeah, it's-
Ironically, if his mom was there and saw that happen,
Well, he'd be crying
freak out
for
and just
hours.
break
Of course.
down,
Yeah.
and be in so much pain.
That's what I was. It's amazing how quickly you recover when no one's around
Yeah.
to sympathize for you.
But
Like,
maybe
True.
this is also part of the foreshadowing. Like, serious injuries don't really matter. Don't worry about it. But
could be.
So yeah, he gets his money. He's gonna go buy a toothbrush because his toothbrush is going somehow.
Well, I think his
It was
bag
packed.
got taken. Yeah.
I guess
They brought his bag,
Sure.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this yeah. his toothbrush.
makes kind of sense.
Oh.
Bears win.
So
Every time.
yeah, he's going to get his toothbrush, and
He runs into the scary man next door,
yeah,
who just puts a big bloody
Is that what we're
meaty
calling
paw-
him? The scary man next door.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
Marley.
Why not?
Yep. And
So otherwise, I'm gonna want to call him Marley and Marley.
How about Marley and me?
So-
Well, either way, he's doing. So
How about Mike and me?
he's too never again.
Mac and me.
Mac and me.
Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so he's too afraid of Marley, so he runs with the toothbrush and and takes it. And the store clerk
Well-
gives a very half-hearted chase.
So, why did Marley have to slap his freaking stigmata hand onto the counter?
Yeah, he's the adult. He's in charge to start the conversation. Like, he could have been like, hi, you live next door to me. But
Well,
he just stares at him.
No, yeah, here's the thing.
Oh,
If you want to
really?
start a conversation with this kid or not, that's up to you. But what's with the creepy staring? Like,
Maybe
Stares
Marley
at him.
thinks it's funny.
Because fuck this little ass kid and his
Yeah.
little ass kid's
Yeah.
brothers.
Screaming
That's
in
standing in
my
the fucking
face.
neighborhood
Right.
when I'm doing my own shit in the neighborhood. I'm just minding my
I'm
business.
putting
Little ass
salt down
kids.
to keep everything
Thinking that
safe.
like something wrong with me.
Mike
Fuck these little
literally
kids.
screamed in his face the last time he saw him.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Fuck these
Well,
little
yeah,
ass
but
kids.
the last time he saw him again, he's just staring creepily at him, like not high.
Are you gonna scream now? You gonna scream now?
He's
Like,
like,
you little
Yeah.
he's
fucker?
like, that kid's probably going to take forever to buy that damn toothbrush.
Yeah, fuck you little
I'm
kids.
just going to
Band-Aid.
scare him and
Sure
take
did.
his spot in
You know what?
line.
You know what? No, actually, yeah, I take it all back now because I just remembered. You are correct. He asked this woman behind the counter about the toothbrush and like whether
Yeah,
it's
he was
accredited
taking
by a
forever.
dental society or whatever. So yeah, screw this kid.
FDA
I'm with it. I'm with the old man.
I probably would have said boom to the little kid or something like that. Like, fuck this little kid.
No, I mean, maybe that's why. He, like, slapped his gross stigmata hand down. It was like, he was gonna say, hey, kid, you want to see something terrible?
So
This was the
The
early
police in
90s.
this
You could do
town.
that too.
just give like a half-hearted chase after Kevin here.
Yeah, well, he runs across
Slides
an
around
ice
a
rink
pond,
and
yeah.
falls. Yeah, so
Where's
Toothbrush.
cops? Cops in this town or cops in Gremlins?
What's the cops are going?
They get the job done at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, these cops accomplish something.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
well.
It's just
To
that
be
one-
fair, the cops in Gremlin had a lot more to deal with.
Yeah.
Sure.
These cops just didn't try that hard. The cops in Gremlins were just like, we're not going to try at all.
All right. Fair.
Well, they read the book. They were like, oh, we just have to wait till tomorrow. That's fine. Once the sun comes out, we'll be all right.
Ultimately, Mike the Cleaner learned from that and became a badass, so I give it to him.
So, meanwhile, we see Harry and Marv are robbing the neighbors.
Yes.
Assholes. Well, I mean, they're thieves, but like...
Like, it's just fucking terrible.
breaking everything.
Yeah, Marv's just trashing the place, and Harry's just playing with toys.
Did anyone else have that RC car that was on a cable? So you got 3 feet to play with it.
Yep. Yeah, those were your choices back in the day. Like, if you didn't want to spend a ton of money, you either had the 1 to 3 foot cable, the one that you just turned it on and it went forward.
Just went forward, yeah.
I had one that it had a wheel on the front of it, so when it crashed into an object, it turned to a different direction and went somewhere else. That was about as sophisticated as I got.
That's what you want.
Well, that
all
one
you
that was
need.
like you can go forward, backwards, left, or right, but like not in between. So it was like either going straight
Yeah.
or you turn this or turn left. Like it was you couldn't really steer it.
What you want is the animal, because nothing can stop the animal.
I remember that.
Fucking this thing.
Yeah.
Big stupid claws that came out of the wheels.
So useless.
Well, I'm a truck, but I have lion paws now.
That was one of those ones that flipped.
Huh?
I forgot. What
Yeah,
it
with
was
the big
called.
tires. That's
Yeah.
what we had.
Yeah.
So if you knock a wall, it like turns.
It turns over.
Yeah.
Just that Spider.
My cousins had those. I didn't.
I did at one point have a remote control car where it went forward, and then if you put it in reverse, I believe it did go back and to the left. That's it. That's all the control you had over it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Anyway, they're causing a mess.
Yeah.
This is when they overhear a voice message being recorded that the McAllisters have in fact left. He's trying to get a hold of his neighbors, but it is obviously not getting through because they're not home. So they're like, all right, they're gone. We need to go back there. We need to, actually hit this place up.
Marv's like, hold on, I got to do something. Plug both drains and leave the water running.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say we missed a part.
What did we miss?
Well, come on.
Well, at the airport, the discussion about how Kate's gonna stay at the airport
Oh,
to try and get a flight.
That's correct.
And the rest of the family goes to Peter's brother's house. So
Okay.
Kate's trying to find a flight to get home while the rest of them are at the apartment. And, Peter doesn't seem to understand that his son's not lost. Because he said it twice. He said to Kate, don't you get lost. And then when he's on the phone, he's like, he's like, I'm trying to find my son. Do you know where he is?
Yeah.
And we're like, we all know where
that's-
where he is. I mean, unless he moved.
No, they don't though.
No.
Because the cops went to the house and they're like,
No, they know he's
What?
home. They know
The
he's
the
home.
cops didn't report back, so that's not an.
He's doing all he
Issue
can
here.
to not turn into Liam Neeson here and go on a throat chopping rampage through France.
But I do love when he's yelling at a woman that does not speak English. Where is my son? Like even if she understood you, she has no context to what's happening right now.
boy.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with her. Leave her alone.
I want to see that movie mashup where Taken and Home Alone.
I mean, it's a lot shorter.
Yeah, at the end when Harry and Marv are about to win, fucking Liam Neeson storms in there, just beats their ass.
Kevin's hiding under the bed. You're going to be taken. But it's all on an answering machine because it's like
There's no cell phones.
Yeah. What kind of nerd or whatever hides under a bed? Like, no, that's right. Stay under the bed. Tell me anything you see. Anyway. Wait, I have to call back. Do you have another quarter?
Oh, anyway, so so they've dubbed themselves the Wet Bandits. Well, Marv has.
Marv's an asshole.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Fucking hell.
Oh,
So that's when they almost run into Kevin.
mhm.
I mean, I just stole all your shit, all of it, and now I'm gonna damage your house with fucking flood
Oh, yeah.
damage because I'm like, oh fuck this guy.
Not okay.
And you're not in a flood zone, so you know you don't have
No
flood
insurance for that
damage.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance, yeah.
But, like, you want to mark your territory. I mean, first of all, it's a bad move. But, like, spray paint a wall or put up a sticker. Like, you don't
Put up a sticker.
fucking flood the
Sticker,
place. Well, yeah, whatever,
Leave the shit in the floor, like, oh no.
Yeah? Some
The
damage.
upper decker bandits.
Upper deckers, yeah. Oh man, especially one that's been stewing for a whole week.
You know what? No, I disagree with Brian. I'd rather have my place flooded than come home, find them robbed, and a shit in the middle of the floor. Fuck that.
So,
So rude.
Yes.
Such a fuck you.
so now they see Kevin, and they almost hit him with the van.
Yes.
And this is when Kevin puts together that Harry's the cop.
Yeah, he recognized that gold tooth,
Yeah.
but this time he's in a plumbing van, so he's like, something's not right here.
Yeah, and I don't get the execution.
Okay.
Well, I get the plan, but I don't get the execution of Harry and Marv here because they're like, let's follow him, see where he goes,
Yeah.
and they like follow him.
10 feet behind him.
Yeah, like with this giant
In a van, yeah.
Yeah.
And they
That
think
was-
it's
Point where
weird.
anybody would be concerned about their safety.
Yep.
It's
Let alone
acting
an
weird that he's
8-year-old.
running. Why is he running?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I
They were
understand.
chasing him in a giant metal van.
Yeah, I understand it's the 90s and some things were different, but even back then, 8-year-olds knew that when a giant van is following you when you're alone on the street,
That's running time.
bad news is about to come out. Like, it's just
That's straight stranger danger.
Yeah.
I mean, are the puppies are like candy in there?
Yeah, it might as well have just said free candy on the side
I mean,
of
is
his van.
John in the van? Like,
So he goes running to the church and somehow disguises himself as one of the wise men.
Yeah, he gets a staff and a cloak from
There's
somewhere.
no other
Yeah.
fabric in there.
No.
Yeah, there's no.
Just go with it.
I
Just
don't
go
know.
with it.
Whatever.
Why didn't he just duck behind the major?
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
He critically succeeded on his obfuscate roll
Yeah.
and just manifested all that crap.
But also, he could have just gone into the church because they're just like, "Oh, we're not going to church. Are you kidding me?"
Right.
So
It's holy
whatever.
ground. We're not allowed to fight there.
There's also, there's also, adults there.
But so yeah, Kevin just goes home now.
Mhm.
To prepare himself. Because he's like, oh, those are the guys that tried to break into my house.
Mhm.
And I
I'm going to
don't,
do a better job next time.
I don't get their logic at this point. Like,
Right.
now there is a person that is in this house.
Well, actually, they don't know that yet because they didn't see where he went back to.
They don't know Kevin's in the house. However, it doesn't make sense to me that they don't believe they got house sitters.
Mhm.
Why don't they think they're house sitters? Or
Yeah,
throwing a party?
Yeah.
that I don't get at all.
It's just like, oh, they left.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
oh, they
Other
went,
people are here.
yeah, they
now.
went on vacation.
They've rented
Someone
this
seems to be
house.
home. Maybe someone's home.
Right.
Mhm.
Maybe they actually thought someone needs to feed that tarantula throughout the
Right,
week.
right.
So,
Somebody's got to be paying this mortgage because it cannot
Also, like,
not work for a week.
maybe one of us should go up there and just look through the curtain.
or
Nope.
send Officer Pesci back in. We're like, hey,
One of us should be
That is
concerned about that man that is standing perfectly still,
Yeah.
sliding
Right.
across the floor.
Right.
or how much
What was the
Uncle
family?
Frank seems to be drinking.
I mean, been to a few parties.
Well, I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but
You've never done a risky business and then had a couple too many drinks. I mean, Joe knows what I'm talking about. Pantsless Joe over here.
okay. But
That in a public place, too, not even someone's house.
so, of course, what we're discussing is when they return, he has set it up to look like there's a big party going on. He's got. I don't know. Why do they have all these mannequins? We don't know.
My assumption is
You
that
see
his.
him around.
Well,
You do.
I think his mother is like a clothing designer or something.
That might make sense.
She's.
at least,
they've
but-
got sewing machines in their bedroom and in the basement.
yeah,
All
and
these
tons of
mannequins. There's like fabric everywhere. So that's my guess. Part of
Yeah.
their fortune.
They got a Michael Jordan from Buzz's room.
like you do.
I don't think this is related to the clothing.
No, but like it's more stuff he can use.
Yeah.
But the thieves are deterred now because they think there's a bunch of people home. Obviously, we can't rob it right now. So
Did Kevin stand there and pull those strings like all night?
that's the other thing I was wondering. Like, how long was he doing that?
It's like, yeah, how does he know when they're going to show up?
Yeah.
He's really good at guessing.
And how does he seem to know immediately after they leave?
Well, I mean, he's just had all that ice cream. He's probably pretty hopped up on goofballs at this point.
So, where are we now? Oh, so this is when he calls the pizza man and gets him with the mob ruse.
Yep.
That mob movie like makes him think that the Tommy gun's being shot off.
Again, dick move.
Very
Yeah, that
much.
was mean to scare the pizza man like
He
that.
short tips the pizza man, first of
Yep.
all.
Hmm.
Scares him. When the dude he's like delivering pizzas around Christmas, obviously just trying to make a buck. Like, you're gonna,
Trying to make some money, feed my daughter.
yeah. or whatever. Yeah.
I think we also missed when Kate is talking to the old lady in France and she kind of barters a ticket.
Oh, that happens. I think right after.
Oh,
this
does
scene.
it? I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if it happened then or after that.
Whatever.
Yeah, it happens just a few scenes later. But yeah, I might as well just talk about it now.
Yeah.
She gets a flight back to, was it New York or something, like somewhere.
He's
Dallas.
trying to.
Somewhere in the States.
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh, yeah.
It's Texas. Yeah, she barters for an old woman, gives her earrings, her watch,
Translator.
a translator, and
Sick
her
beef.
$500.
Friday ticket and
Mhm.
$500.
First class tickets too, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Friday.
they fly the best.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 first-class tickets, a ring, a watch, a pocket translator, $500. But she doesn't give her the earrings because she's wearing those in another scene, so she must have not taken the earrings.
And where does she?
Because she's got her own earrings, a whole box of them, dangly ones.
That's one of my favorite.
Her husband was like, "Fuck you."
Dangly
Dangly.
Yeah.
Like, she's got enough jewelry. No.
Fuck you, lady.
But I will take that
She makes
beach
the
if
play
you
that
show.
she should have made in the beginning of just like, my son is home alone. I need to get home to him, please.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay.
So they give in. So she makes her way to Texas.
Yep.
And,
Again, only in the 90s or 80s, or whatever, would this work? Because you can't give someone a ticket in a.
oh God,
You have to
no!
go somewhere.
That doesn't have my name on it.
You'd probably all be pulled aside and strip
Right.
searched. Yeah.
It's like, where did you get this ticket? Oh, this lady gave me her watch. And
Yeah, this one woman was supposed to get on board. I'm sure her luggage did, but the last minute we switched.
yeah.
So she's staying here. Oh no, that's no problem with that.
So this is when Kevin goes shopping.
Yes.
I don't think I would employ that clerk there with all, like, the way she treats him. Granted, he is an 8-year-old. He's probably not going to fill out the customer receipt survey, but like, this kid rolls up there. She's giving him the stank eye,
Mm-hmm.
asking him a shitload of questions.
Well, everything about this seems fishy.
I don't know. I thought they were flirting.
I'm not going to explore that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to deny it.
There's a lot going on here. Which
She was
is,
like dating sucks. This kid has his head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He does use a coupon.
Where are
Is
you?
it
The coupon is what's still the deal.
Once he used it, she's like, "Is this kid for real?" He used a
What are you
coupon.
doing in my life?
I like a man that has his stuff together.
I don't see a ring.
Be like, where are your parents?
Yeah.
Ask him like where he lives, like all this other crap.
That a single man mule?
It's like, you should be like, hey, Gary Coleman thing. I got that.
Yeah.
Well, no, he plays it cool. My mom's in the car, dad's at work, whatever. I'm not shopping by myself, even though I kind of still am.
Yeah.
Whatever. She lets him go.
At this point, you're not that far from the day when you could just give your kid a 20 and go buy me a carton of soda.
I'm a latchkey kid. What do you want, man? I got kids to feed. Just give
That's
me-
like not far away at all, really.
Yeah.
That's like 80, 88, 80, 86, 87, 88.
Well, I mean, we're not that far when you could just get them out of the vending machine.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
So yeah,
Still
so
can
then
in some places.
he goes home, his bags fall apart.
Oh.
Sad scene.
It's so sad. It's like, how does he take care of that?
It's
That's
not
a lot of
sad.
stuff
You know
for this
why?
kiddo to pick
Because
up.
these are important life lessons he's learning.
Yep.
I think about it every time I watch it. I'm like, does he put it on his jacket and carry it that way? Just like,
Which that's another thing at the end when they get home. Spoiler alert! But there's a comment about like we need milk. He's like, "Oh, I already went shopping. I've got the milk, the eggs, and the detergent." I'm like, "You do not have those eggs anymore. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Those are done.
Even if you bought them, they are not there anymore."
Oh no, and that clerk, the fucking horrible customer service, is a shitty bagger too.
That wasn't her. That was this other dude. You see, there's another guy.
There's
behind
another
her.
guy there. Okay,
Yes,
however,
and he sucks.
This is another thing. They both fall at the exact same time. I always wonder how they did that. Like, did Kevin
Movie
pull
magic.
something with his fingers to like make the bottoms rip out? Because they both fall at the same
That could
time.
be.
I mean, they were probably just like perforated or something.
Yeah, but he had to like shake it so they both fall.
Well, he was shaking it,
Yeah.
so
Like,
because it's more like he tried to make it look like a natural style way
Yeah.
when kids.
it also
swing
may
a
have
bag, but
taken dozens of takes
Sure.
to get it
That's
to
true.
happen. But I mean,
It's
I don't-
possible. More than likely, it's perforated, and there was like some little wire or something.
Yeah.
that
I mean, those
pulled
weren't
them.
regular grocery store bags anyway.
Little
They
plastic
looked
ones,
they
yeah.
looked like trash bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of shopping for
It
like
was
$20. Are you kidding me?
That's a lot.
1990.
Detergent
Damn.
and
Yeah.
milk and eggs.
Fabric softener, and
Fabric stuff.
He got a little thing of Army Men. He had
Yeah.
Kraft macar and cheese dinner.
A
Yep.
couple of
Branding.
dinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got that brand.
crap.
He got the Blue Box blues, man.
And he asks like the girl like, "How are these?" And she's like, "I don't know." It's like, you know how good Kraft macaroni and cheese is.
Listen,
Before.
he was trying to find out if
Was
she
he?
ate single serve meals.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
let's
telling you, he
move on.
was working an angle.
It's like, this might be too much for me. You want to come help me eat it?
Yeah.
It's the same person that threw the Playboy aside earlier. They're like, oh, no one's wearing clothes.
Well, no, it's not a sexual angle, Joe. He says he just wants somebody to take care of
Just
him.
need someone to pay the mortgage.
Oh, so he
wants a new mom.
for a mama.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, hey, this is a little too much for me. You want? Because I can't use the microwave by myself. You want to come over here?
It's just me, but I'm making a meal for two.
So he goes downstairs, does some laundry. Furnace is all like, blah, and he's like, shut up.
Boom. Done.
Yeah.
That's
Furnace.
real. There's a point when you're a kid, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck you. I'm not scared of you no more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Furnace over. So we got rid of that. I believe he's making some kind of dinner or whatever in the kitchen, and this when
So when he what should we call it? Like we see the mom's trying to. She's been flying all over the country. She's trying to get a flight to Chicago, and she can't. And who comes to the rescue? John Candy.
which
Shower curtain rings.
well, this also brings us to another fan theory: is he the devil?
Why is
Okay.
he?
What?
Well, okay.
Wait.
I'll film
Tony,
you.
get off the internet.
Because get off the internet. Although I'm starting with the aftershave, I'm starting to buy your whole secret agent theory. Like maybe he just put acid in that bottle, and that's why it's burning his face all the time.
Okay.
But so just before John Candy pops up, the last thing she says is, "I would sell my soul to the devil himself." But if you look in the back, John Candy's like making a stank face when she says that.
He looks sad. He's like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's making like oh, don't do that.
But here's the other thing, though. The
I
other
think
part
he's
to
an
this
angel.
that could be, but this is the other part, and why people also think more of the devil side is
Polka angel.
the devil tends to, grant wishes, but at a cost. She says, "I will sell my soul to the devil to get back to my son." And throughout all this, she has to ride in this van with all these polka people, which she does not seem happy about, and still only gets there seconds before the rest of the family does. So...
Yeah, but there's always a weirder catch than that. And
True.
everybody knows the devil plays fiddle.
That's a very good point.
If they had been playing Devil Goes Down in Georgia or whatever on polka style, I might give it some credence
Yeah,
then.
they were playing Christmas music.
Yeah, like
Pretty much cancels
One
that
quick aside here. That's one thing I don't get with the structuring of the song "The Devil Goes Down to Georgia." The devil totally wins that fiddle duel. Like his part is way cooler. Like they're just talking about like fucking chickens and stupid shit when Johnny's supposed to be playing.
You're not really listening to the actual fiddle part of it then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but there's a cool fiddle part for when the devil plays. He totally won
Yeah.
I
that
mean,
duel.
the fiddling during the... All right. I don't know how to explain this.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm choosing to
All right.
not believe it. Though.
Okay.
Well, if you choose not to
You
believe
gotta
it,
take
what
it.
we
Listen,
say.
you gotta
Yeah.
take it up with Charlie Daniels, okay? I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, so I don't even know where we are.
So
All right. So bottom line, she has to rent a truck with John Candy.
Yeah, she's riding in a U-Haul truck, no less,
a budget truck.
with budget truck.
from Scranton to Chicago.
Yeah, with a bunch of poker players who are playing their little hearts out and just
I got just no windows or anything.
I mean, and I do want to point out, like, planes, trains, automobiles, they were going to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, he's going to Chicago. He's going through Chicago, like, sorry.
Were they sitting in a trunk?
But in this, his family is alive.
Are they, though?
Yeah.
Are they?
Well,
Yeah, we don't know. He says he has a wife and kid, but we don't know.
well, we know he's not a very good father because of his story at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Wait. Actually, he left his kid at a funeral home?
all right. John Candy's the devil, and this is secretly a Spy Kids prequel. Congratulations.
I will say this also, John Candy, most of his lines were improvised. So props for him for all that nonsense or whatever. But anyway.
all right. So Kevin's putting up a Christmas tree. Harry peers in the window. They
In the
look at
most creepy manner.
Yep. And he like lurks on him too. He's not. What's he know? He knows Kevin saw him. He's just like, I'm just gonna stay here and watch it.
He should be getting a pressed ham at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach up there. Stretch out a little more.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what Pesci likes.
Oh, wait, this is after. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
fine.
I skipped the scene where Marv tried to break in the house, and then they used the mob movie again. This time he at least used firecrackers to make it look like a gun was going off.
Yeah. I don't know why the kid was just scared by a TV, but
They're like, all right, someone just got blown away. Let's wait and see who it was.
Who comes out?
Yeah. Because they want to use it as leverage if they ever get picked up by the cops.
They're like, do we have guns? No.
Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's real or not, but
Crowbar.
his cop uniform had a gun.
Had a gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't see. I don't know if he has it now.
Yeah, it does not show up again.
yes, I understand what they're going for, but like, if you get picked up by cops, you're in a lot of trouble anyway.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably not what you want.
Yeah, a murder happened. We're sitting here with a van full of stolen goods.
Yeah, just
like,
you can put whatever face you want.
Yeah.
You're not doing well in this scenario. But anyway, they do decide to stick around. Kevin comes out to get a Christmas tree. They realize he's home alone. This is when Harry decides to creep on him, putting up the ornaments and everything. And he overhears them saying, we know now he's by himself. Let's come back later at 9 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
Also, might I point out, not a single fishhook ornament in this entire movie.
For
after
real?
setting
Yeah.
that up at the beginning.
Yep.
Explain, Stacey.
Or in the traps.
Well, how do you know
Yeah.
they don't have fish hooks on them?
I didn't see any.
How closely can you see them?
Just
It's
because...
a movie from 1990. Like the film quality's not that great. Maybe there are fish hooks, and we just can't see it.
This is also store-bought. And I got the impression he was making ornaments.
Stacey, because I love you, I'm not going to say anything, even though I don't have Doritos to help me.
Because she'll actually
Cookies.
hit you. That's why.
She will actually...
I
Actually-
will. I would love to hear anything you have to say. And I mean,
You say
I'm not
that
making
now.
excuses for Kevin. I agree with you. I didn't see any fish hooks, but
No, I don't want
Shut
to
your
cook. I don't want
face.
to
No,
cook.
I mean, we
Shut
could have
your
had
face.
at least one fish hook sticking out of Marv.
I'm
Maybe
just
there
saying.
was and it was cut out.
Yeah.
Don't-
All right.
don't
So
do
anyway,
this.
What?
so then we get a lot of stall tactics here. He goes and sees Santa. Well, he knows it's not Santa, but he knows
Stall
he talks
tactics?
to Santa.
Are you talking
Pat
from the movie?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like...
He's like, he tells Santa, I want my family back. I don't need presents.
Yeah, I want to take
he's-
back my wish.
He's
basically.
full of remorse.
This emphasizes the fact that he really thinks that he has powers.
Mhm.
right.
At this point, the Santa just says, "Oh, okay. Well, why don't you come with me?" And then drops him off at the Boys and Girls Club. Takes him.
Gives him a handful of Tic Tacs and sends him on his way.
It's like, all right, kid.
Or he
I can't
finds
even-
himself in a hole in a basement somewhere, putting lotion back in the skin.
Can't even imagine to start unpacking the baggage you're carrying around.
So he goes, he sees like a family enjoying Christmas.
I know. Wait.
Hold on.
Sorry, wait a minute. Why didn't this guy call the authorities?
Because his shift
Well,
is over.
This guy had more important things to worry about.
It is
Fair.
weird that Kevin's by himself, all alone outside in the dark. But I mean, he could be.
It's the 80s, really.
Yeah. No, I did that all the time. He's like,
Hold on, he could be what?
Yeah, I was going to say he could be. His parents or his family could have passed away, and he could be staying with his grandparents or his aunt and uncle or something. Like he doesn't say.
All right,
you could
okay.
infer that maybe just his
Mhm.
entire family's been washed out. His immediate family. But he's still all alone in the dark.
Well,
That's a little weird.
Because he's alone in the dark, which is weird enough. But he's been getting away with my mom's in the car or whatever. But here he directly
Yeah.
says all my family
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
gone. Please bring them back to
Right.
me. But anyway, okay.
all right.
He's the shovel slayer.
So yeah, he walks by, he sees a family enjoying their Christmas, other relatives are showing up at the house. Cue the sentimental music.
Oh,
Then he goes to church where there's this giant choir performing for 12 people.
They're practicing. It's a rehearsal. That's
Yeah.
why her grandfather can go.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
the parents aren't there for the rehearsal.
yeah. The parents will be back for the actual showing.
This movie just has an answer for everything.
They
doesn't
do.
it?
Yes.
They're pretty good.
Most everything.
I'm having trouble nitpicking. Well, I mean, I won't in a minute, but for
Well
right
done
now.
movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, he sees this choir and he happens to run into Marley. Was it Marley? Old Man Marley. Scary guy next door. And he just kind of comes over and he's like, I'm done just staring creepily at you. I'm going to say hi this time. Like, mind if I sit? And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about all the awkward staring at you. It's been so long since I talked to somebody, I forgot how to use words.
Yeah.
I was just trying to decide whether or not you were a bitch.
He does
Yes,
say
you are.
Yes.
He does say, like,
Anyway.
I'm well aware of the rumors about me, and I guess I just kind of wanted to keep that going, but you look like you're about to wet yourself, so I'll give you a break here. They have a nice conversation where he's telling him, my granddaughter is in this choir. I can't be here for the actual performance because my son and I aren't talking anymore. And, there's a bunch of sadness because they fought and whatever. And he's like, yeah, I've kind of been dealing with that myself. My family's not around now because I'm a giant tool and I magically made them vanish. Or what does he say?
He doesn't tell them.
No.
that.
No.
He just says he
Something
hasn't
like
been too good.
Yeah.
Because he would just be like, oh, well, that's not a real thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, and he gives this guy, like, just the simple answer he's been searching for. It's just like, just call your son. Like, fucking, why? Why are you not? It's Christmas. Call
It's
him.
like, you called me a bitch?
Yeah.
But what if he doesn't want to talk to me? I'm like, well,
At least you know at that point.
Yeah.
He just slaps him.
You have to assume his wife's dead, or they probably would have started talking years ago.
Mhm.
you're not wrong, but
Well, I mean, his wife has been in that bucket. He's been
Yeah.
around the neighborhood.
She's mummified,
Yeah.
apparently.
So,
And very small.
What if his son's a fighter and like has been doing
you mean both his sons, Brian?
both his sons are
Well,
fighters?
then he would be sounding like this.
He's almost like a Sylvester Stallone.
We're doing this now, huh?
I don't know.
Alright, well.
Anyway.
Kevin, have you ever read The Old Man in the Sea? Sorry.
It's old man Nolte now.
Or was
All
it Moby Dick?
Moby
Was it?
Dick.
Oh, okay.
So I thought of you, Rob, while I was watching this because he was
Fantastic.
given he's talking about one of his friends that they found out at school that he wears dino pajamas and they
Yeah.
beat him up.
Yeah, good
I'm
luck.
like, shit, that's harsh.
I would kick your shits in
Yeah.
if you came at me wearing dino pajamas.
Yeah,
I'll wear them to school. I don't give a...
because I know you wore some dino pajamas.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
As soon as you people leave,
that dino onesie's
on they
coming
go.
out.
Yeah.
It's got the hood with the little spikes.
Yep. Rob's only tough choice is which dino onesie he's putting on.
That's right.
Tails removal for when you need to use the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I did that myself. I cut that hole out.
Made the old trapdoor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
It's
This is
got
when-
safety pins.
he's like, all right, enough fucking around. Montage time. Set some traps. Quick little montage, but I like it. I like how it shows things happening, but you don't know what any of the traps are. Per
Tony
se.
noticed during this.
Yeah.
He only had an hour to do this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot for this kid to get done in an
Including
hour.
drawing that diagram.
No,
He may have done that first.
Yeah, drawing
Yeah.
he did prior, or we can assume,
Yeah.
but like setting up the stairs with the tar, that's gonna take like most of your hour right there.
Yeah, where did the even come from? Like,
The garage,
I don't know.
basement.
But- and this kid's knowledge of engineering is pretty damn good because he pulls up all these wire traps. I guess he was doing that before with the dummies too, but like,
Well, actually, just getting the water to freeze would take a while.
yeah,
it
well,
has to be real cold.
yeah, Illinois in winter, that's possible. That was one of my thoughts, but
All right.
yeah,
Needless to say, the house is now like
burglar
it's
proof.
like 2 notches down from Jigsaw.
Which I made you. I told our listeners to make a note of that before when we were watching City Slickers
Yeah.
with Daniel Stern, and you brought up Jigsaw. Is another fan theory that Kevin grows up to be the Jigsaw killer,
Oh, come
Wow.
on.
Wow.
which that one's not far off.
I would believe that of Macaulay Culkin, but not.
Well, wow. No, but if you think about it, he's a young boy who's put in a very bad situation where he has to learn, his lesson about being a better person and puts, tortures these people in the process of doing it. And then maybe as he gets older, decides I'll teach other people to be a better person by putting them through torturous experiences.
So basically this entire episode is just us bolstering the fact that the internet is full of idiots.
Sure.
And then Tony's all over it.
Yeah, he's
It's a talking point, whatever. All right.
leading the
I'm going to
parade.
pee.
Right when things are going to get good?
Yeah.
I assume you're going to the bathroom then, and not just walking
hope
towards
so.
me.
Thank you.
All right. So, Kevin, we get this montage. Kevin sets up all these traps. He makes himself his mac and cheese dinner for one.
What's the knife for? Why is it a knife?
He's just a fancy guy.
Okay, first of all,
I'm sorry, it bothers me.
No, he's an asshole. That's why.
He's playing house, He's trying to be like an
Yeah.
adult.
He's-
Adults use knives.
he's
when they
doing it wrong to begin with because it's a microwave mac and cheese dinner, and he put it on a plate.
Well, he's trying to be fancy. I
He
get
be
that part.
fancy.
Yeah.
He is, and that's why he has the knife.
Yeah, he lights candles and all kinds of
Have
shit.
you seen those
This is Christmas
fancy
Eve dinner.
people on the talking picture box when they're eating their fancy food? They put the fork tines facing down,
Mhm.
and then they use the knife to scoop things onto the fork, and then they lift it to their mouth.
I think what he's getting at is when people aren't gross and just eat out of the box like we do, they use utensils.
I don't eat macaroni and cheese out of the box because I can't boil it in the box.
You haven't tried.
But I will
hard
just eat it out of the pot with my hands.
What are we talking about?
Mac and
His
cheese with a
fancy
fucking
dinner.
knife.
His fancy Christmas Eve dinner all
We're
alone.
talking about Rob eating mac and cheese like Winnie the Pooh.
I do.
Yeah, no, just out of a jar. Yeah.
I have gotten my head
No,
stuck in the
yeah,
pan.
so it's just his ass and his legs it's hanging out the other end. Yeah. Why would you not believe that?
Lactose intolerance
Sharon
be
walks
damned.
in like, oh bother.
She usually has to wait till springtime when the ground is a little softer to pull me out. I don't even.
When the pot warms up, it expands a little bit.
I just went way off the rails.
It usually does.
Okay, so
Yeah, but they show up right at 9 o'clock. Again,
They're
great
props.
timing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's chimed. I have to go do what I need to do now. And 30 seconds later, there they are.
The well-timed burglars.
He did not time his dinner very well, though, because he didn't get
No.
to eat any of that.
No.
Well, you-
That mac and cheese.
I don't think he really accounted for how long it actually takes to put tar on stairs
Yeah.
or anything.
Or any of the stuff, like all that little
Alright.
putting micro machines down, that's going to take you a while.
So, yeah. I was thinking about this. So everyone's seen this scene. He's gonna go. These two are gonna go through a gauntlet of death traps here.
Mhm.
Would it I've had a lot of problems with this scene in that, like, how the hell did these two people survive all of this abuse?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, like, would it have been better if there were, say, like 5 or 6 guys trying to break into the house, and like they were just taken down by the traps?
That brings up an interesting question
Mhm.
for the group and listeners at home. What point what is your breaking point? At what point do you just say, I'm not going any further?
I'll tell you when we go through the list.
Okay, all right.
Like, we could all just shout out our point where it'd be like, all right, I'd give up
That's
right
fine.
now.
I'll get mine out of the way. Ice. Once I fell down the stairs.
yeah,
once,
no, mine too.
I'm
When I
done.
fell
I'm done.
downstairs, yeah.
I'm like, okay, nope.
Wait. To clarify, does it make a difference, Pesci and the front stairs, or
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Once
'cause you know what?
Pesci's is worse.
You know what I'm not doing after that point? Carrying heavy shit out of the house.
Yeah. Or carrying myself
I don't know.
out of the stairwell.
Pesci's is a rough one on the back. It's really tough. But as someone who has slipped down a flight of stairs and really seriously
no, it
injured his
hurts.
tailbone, yeah, like
It hurts.
Well, the other thing, Daniel Stern, well, Marv, he might not be getting out of that without falling down the stairs again a few times.
oh yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
we hear at least that he does not.
Well, I mean, okay. Like, my whole thing is once I see that there's, like, ice on the stairs, I'm not even
So
gonna
you
try.
would have got shot by the BB gun, though. Because that's what happens to them first.
Yeah, the first one is a BB to the
after the
sack.
Yeah.
Well, the BB to the sack, he just might not be capable of continuing. But, like, if I were Marv, I could get that fucking kid at that point.
Oh, yeah.
To the forehead.
My stop point, kids home.
Well, yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
We're assuming we're tossing ethics out the window.
Because what are you going to do? We can tie him up or hurt him?
Well, that's it. Like,
No.
what's your plan here? You kidnapping this kid? Are you killing him?
What are they going
what's
to do
the
when they
deal?
get in there?
Here's the other problem. Like, if we're doing this realistically, like me trying to break in, there would have been several scenes cut out, because I'm at the door, I'm saying, kid, let us in, whatever. He either shoots me in the sack with a BB gun or shoots me in the face with a BB gun. At that point, cut to Joe Pesci kicking that door in, because that would be me. Like, you are dead. I'm just kicking that door in, smashing my way through like the friggin' hole.
That's eventually what he does.
Like,
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, it would have gone from one to the other for
Yeah.
me.
you
Like,
got
there'd be no
kidnapping or
between.
homicide. And, like, that's not worth the shit I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well,
Nope.
yes.
Yeah, no.
We hit 7 houses this week. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, also, if something goes wrong, like, if you're just breaking and entering, the cops will point a gun at you. If you're, like, attempting homicide on a child, the cop's just shooting you.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of bad logic leaps here. But
I mean, but that's essentially why they lead up to it. Like, Marv being, Harry mostly, but being so into that house specifically.
yeah.
Because they want to give you a reason for them to be trying this hard to get in there. And then after that, it's just kind of like, they hate this kid so much they want to kill him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyway, yeah.
Let's go down the list, I guess.
So first, as they're about to come in the back door, Kevin point blank shoots Harry in the sack with a BB gun.
Ball trauma.
And that's where I'm out right there. I'm out.
Well, so that, a direct hit to the testicle with a BB, while it wouldn't penetrate the pants, it would do serious damage to
Yeah.
a testicle.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're down
Yeah.
for a
For
good
a while.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Can one explode?
Yes.
You can't, probably not with a BB yet,
No.
but like you can certainly explode one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sadly it's more likely to happen when he's falling down the stairs on the ice.
Yeah.
But it could.
And then why Marv decides at that point he needs to shove his face in the
Yeah, right.
doggy door?
Yeah.
See
He's
what's
an
going
idiot.
on.
Yeah.
We skipped over this earlier, but yeah, why did he stick his foot through him? It was his shoe. I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
Yeah. Bam, point blank BB to the face.
Why is he wearing slip-ons when he's trying to rob houses?
Right.
I feel like the order of things is a little messed up because the BB gun was realistic enough to fool you at first glance. So I might have saved that for the end to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, I would have made that play first. If he shoved his head in the door, I would have been like, I have a fucking gun. Get out of my house.
Like, go the fuck away.
Cops are on their way.
Yeah. And then if he was like, that's just a BB gun, I would have shot him in the face with a BB gun.
Well, that's also the part that you kind of set up with Kevin. It's just like he's a kind of a menacing little kid. So
Yeah.
it's like a challenge for him. He's like, let me see what I can do here.
Yeah.
So now they're like, let's get him, send Marv down into the basement. Harry's going around the front. And so they both fall down the stairs. Harry falls down the stairs twice. Why after the first time he didn't just walk on the snow, I don't know.
For real.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like jump up falls
Mhm.
where he like flies in the air and then falls
Mhm.
very far.
And this is kind of an issue I have here. Obviously, we'll get into more of how this is the case, but we suddenly are just a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's just flat out
After
Looney
Harry's
Tunes here.
Was there a cartoon for this?
No.
I don't know.
Surprising.
There were a
Animated
bunch of
Home Alone?
shitty video games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as far as I know, there was no
Yeah.
cartoon for this.
But
There was one for the movie Friday,
Okay.
All right, that's
so
but not this. I don't know.
yeah, after Harry's second slip down the stairs, you're not getting up again.
Yeah.
no.
Like it's not even an issue of like I'm going home. It's like I don't think I can
Yeah.
get up.
I'm lying here till the morning.
How is
Yeah.
he not unconscious?
Yeah.
Like,
So
He might not be unconscious, but
Next.
he's not doing well.
so Marv figures out how to get into the basement because the door is just unlocked,
Right.
and he goes in, and the basement is pretty well lit, but he's like, I'll turn on a light anyway, and he like pulls the string and the light bulb falls down. So he's like, oh, what's going on? I'll look up.
Well, they
iron
even
in the
foreshadowed
laundry chute.
that
Yep.
when Harry said he's afraid of the dark. Or when he said
Good
Marvin's
point.
afraid of the dark.
Good point.
Oh.
So anyway, Marv gets an iron to the face.
Sure
Again, you know,
He would have to be done. I think that could definitely kill him.
it's, yeah,
Well,
skull fractures.
Afraid of the dark, but totally okay with being hit in the face with an
Yeah.
iron.
He has now slipped down a flight of stairs, hit in the head with his crowbar, and now hit in the head with this iron. Oh, and shot in the head with a BB gun.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
he's got a concussion.
Well,
there's no
It
question
falls
about it.
right
So-
on his nose, like
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
right in
Yeah.
a sweet spot.
I do enjoy reading the articles of like medical people diagnosing what would happen to you if this happened. And at this point, someone pointed out what does make sense is the bad decisions they keep making at this point now make more sense because their bell's been rung several times. They're just not thinking straight anymore.
Yeah. The bridge of Marv's nose has been crushed into his brain, and
Yeah.
he's mostly dead at this point.
They
but his
mentioned
body
that's
just
actually
keeps going.
something that could happen with the iron. But
He's just in a catatonic.
it's one of those ones where it's like you're later on when he's barefoot, it's like, why do you not look where you step? But it's like he's just too fucked up at this point.
He might not be able to focus
Yeah.
on where he's walking.
So, one other interesting one they point out is that iron's on and he does get a burn. But it's like at that velocity, that would have burned one of his eyes too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he takes the iron. So Harry goes around the front to touch the front door. And Kevin takes a page out of Indiana Jones here, heats up the door lock, brands him with an M in his hand.
Yeah. If not earlier, this would definitely be my ending point. As someone who has burned himself pretty badly before and still has a scar for it, that sucks. And
Yeah.
putting it in the ice is not the answer. Yeah, that's not helping.
And that your ability to use that hand is now gone.
Oh yeah, that's at least a 2-degree burn. You are
Yeah.
done.
So then we cut back to Marv, who is now walking up the stairs that are covered in tar.
Which-
And
All right. Now, like you said, the thought process is fucked up at this
Yeah.
point. But the minute you put my first boot on the thing and saw it was coming in tar, I'm downstairs with his laundry.
Yep.
Some
Right.
fucking clothes, throw him on the
Line it.
stairs.
Yeah.
His laundry, there's different pieces of fabric, there's mannequins,
Boom, like-
whatever.
at this point, maybe he just doesn't realize that his shoes are gone.
Or fucking,
It's possible.
I'll put my jacket down. Fuck it. I don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah, I'll lose my jacket before my shoes.
So one minor nitpick I have too with this whole trap is contingent on him stepping on just one nail that's
Right.
down there, which of course he does. But
Yeah.
like that was I would have put a few down,
Well,
like
yeah,
through like a whole spike strip.
he has weirdly predicted like which foot
Yeah.
he would go on the steps with first, and that's also the placement of it and everything. Yeah, there's a
Well,
lot involved there.
that spike was big enough where even if he had shoes on, still would have gone through.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like-
But it's more the one spike on the one side where that one foot,
Yeah.
like there's a lot involved to make sure that happens.
Now,
It's a bit much.
he's on at least step number 5 when he gets the spike, and he doesn't fall down the stairs. He basically just falls off the stairs.
Yeah.
He jumps.
So you're done. You're done right there from that
The wind
impact.
right out of you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
then
after that first concussion, you probably have a second one now. You're not waking up.
So now we cut back to Harry, who's not done getting burns. He decides to try the back door again, and he opens that up, and there's a blowtorch pointed right at his head.
Now this is some bullshit right here. Like that should have set Morton on fire.
Well, not
Oh,
just that, but also, if that was Marv going through the door, that would be his face.
Face, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty harsh.
That is.
And he stands there like an idiot for like 10 seconds. Like, so, yeah, more of him would be on fire, and his skull would be, like, his flesh would be burnt down to his skull.
Oh yeah, it is 3rd degree burns
Yeah.
at least.
Mhm.
There's like his hat is now part of his head.
Yeah.
It's oh.
It's being surgically removed.
Oh god. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah. So let's see what happens then. So he runs back out. No, he just kicks the door in, and that.
Well, first he does run out so he can shove his head in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not helping.
Yeah.
So not helping. But yeah, then he just kicks the door in. He's now inside.
Yep.
He's looking to fight.
So yeah, this is when he goes in and he runs through a room and goes through like a sheet of saran wrap with some kind of adhesive on it.
Yes. Glue of some kind.
Yeah, and then just gets tarred and feathered. Not really something that would hurt you, but pretty humiliating.
But it's kind of like we went from "I'm going to burn your face off" to "I'm going to put feathers on you." Like you,
I don't know. It's like that.
It's a kid logic.
Yeah, it's the little kid logic where that would hurt just as much. And then Marv comes in through the open window that he saw, which just has a whole bunch of ornaments under it.
Now this I didn't get because Kevin should have pre-broken them.
Yeah.
So they're just scattered out by everywhere. But like, there was big ass ornaments. Like, you would have seen that shit. Like, and he had no shoes on. See, your foot would have hit it enough time to be like, oh shit, that's our ornament. Let me push it away. Like,
I'll go even further. He got most of the way up the stairs before he fell down. He's now he doesn't have his shoes on anymore, or whatever. Again, he's charred stairs with the clothes. You give up on those stairs. You make your way back up the frozen stairs, which we hear him fall again, then go outside barefoot through the snow to try and go through this window, and then step on all these obvious ornaments. Concussion is the only example or explanation.
Well, but also, that's interesting foresight that you would expect him to go through the whole basement gauntlet and lose his shoes. Because if he's wearing shoes, his ornaments wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't do
I guess
squat.
they tell you he came through the window, but that's about all the damage they do. I would have put the nails under here.
Yeah, but I will also say it makes sense that you would assume they would try the door before the window.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he had tried the window first, it would have been a totally different story.
Or Kevin could have opened the window afterward, you know.
Yeah, he might have just set that up on the fly, like he just had that idea.
I mean, he could have,
Well, they show him setting it up, but I mean, he could have kept the window closed
until
he knew Marv was down there, hoping he'll come around. I mean, that's far.
He also could have just, locked the doors.
All right. So Marv and Harry meet up again at the base of the stairs and step on a whole shitload of micro machines and fall over.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is when it gets to a new level when they're like, all right, he's upstairs. Let's go get him up the stairs. And here come the paint cans.
Yep.
This is like destruction of your face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you don't have teeth anymore.
He does lose a tooth.
Yeah.
But he would have lost a whole lot more.
No, I've dropped paint can on my foot before.
Oh.
Like, hurt like a motherfucker getting hit in the face with one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, at that point, like, your life is over. So then, like, they chase, he calls the cops now.
To his neighbor's house.
Yeah. His neighbor's house, yeah.
Which, like, the phones work now.
Yeah.
Just fucking call the cops for your house.
Well, yeah, if you call the cops when this gauntlet started, the cops would be here now.
He should have done it hours ago when you heard them saying we'll be there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
He should, yeah.
He didn't want to.
No.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he
And
seems to be a
also,
little shit that didn't want
He
him.
doesn't call them to his house because he doesn't want his parents to know. That's the reason why he calls them to the Murphy's house.
Mhm.
So that he can, like,
He made his parents disappear.
get away with all this stuff and no one knows about
Well,
it.
but I think he thinks his parents might
because
come
he
back
asked for
now.
his parents back.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, well, they'll come back, and I don't want to know I, like,
Well,
had
also,
burglars here.
Wait.
also keep in mind he considers himself a criminal. He does.
That
He
is true.
said
Yeah,
it
like,
in
he
the
does
movie.
consider himself a criminal.
Say I'm a criminal now. So
Right.
he
I don't want
wants
the
to
cops
lead
to-
them away
Yeah.
from his house. So he's thinking he'll trap them in the Murphy's house and he'll make a getaway and the cops will come and pick them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
could
his
be,
plan.
I suppose.
It doesn't work out
But we
that
don't
way.
really know what exactly his plan is here because he doesn't.
Oh, I know what his plan is.
All right, well.
If anyone can think like an 8-year-old, it's me.
But first, the burglars chase him up the stairs. They trip over a tripwire he set up for him. But Marv actually grabs him.
Mars is like, yo, I'm 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Stretch.
Even on the ground, I can reach you.
Yeah.
But as luck would have it, there's a tarantula nearby.
He used that parent reach when you're trying to run away. And they just that one step cover all the ground and grab you.
Spider's just like, hey, I've been laying eggs somewhere. You want to guess where?
So,
Hint, You need a new toothbrush.
Marv's scream is about like my scream.
Mhm.
That's about what I would sound
Well,
like.
he lost it.
Like,
That was some
like
acting.
I would have to have a stunt double for the scene
Yeah.
because I could not have the spider on me. Like, I would not.
Here's what I will say.
They just CGI your face.
Like,
The spider does not bother me as much as it does you, obviously. But if that were the case, I would not be screaming because my first thought is this spider's going in my mouth.
Mhm.
I would keep it shut.
Yeah, plus it would freak out the spider.
Well, that too.
Just immediately bite
When they
me.
say that, when they did that, he's pretending to scream because he
Yeah.
couldn't, or it scared the spider, so he had to just kind of like have spider on his face.
Yeah.
So the spider now gets on Harry. Marv's solution is just like full overhand swing his crowbar right into Harry's chest.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Fuck your chest, Harry.
Yeah.
He's just saying he could have knocked it to the side.
Fuck
and
your
then
chest,
killed
Harry.
it.
Yeah. This again. Now Marv is on his own because Harry is
I would have
dead.
stepped on his chest first before.
Right.
Yeah, but how amazing would it have been if he did that and his chest just opens up like in the thing? Bites his leg.
Oh, see, I was just thinking, like, he steps on the tarantula and it just explodes into a bunch of little tarantulas.
Oh, God.
One of those deals.
All right, so.
Oh my god. That's just nightmares.
Yeah.
Just nightmares.
Sorry, Brian.
All right.
It's just like-
Didn't mean to do that
So-
to you.
While this is happening, Kevin gets on the zip line and takes it across to the treehouse.
Which is a dope treehouse, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Dope treehouse.
I
Nice
think it was
zip
the
line.
neighbor's treehouse, right?
No, that was it.
Oh.
That was his?
So yeah, it had cool toys in it too.
Yeah. They're rich.
Yeah. So then Harry gets up after taking a crowbar to the chest. And he takes the crowbar
No.
and just whacks the shit out of Marv with it. He's like, "How do you like it?"
Yeah.
And then tosses the crowbar aside.
And that might hurt, but like, no, and Marv did full force. Like there's
You're
some
done.
broken ribs.
Yeah.
You are dead.
But then I like their logic here, which can only be explained by you've been hit in the head a whole bunch of times. Because they're like, all right, why don't we just walk down and walk over to the treehouse? And it's like, no, that's what he wants us to do. Let's go on the rope.
I can't imagine getting such a bad burn on my hand and just being like, that's okay, I'll just wrap it.
Yeah.
I can totally
It's
hang
fine.
my body
Yeah.
weight off of it.
No
Yeah,
No
from a rope
way.
like that, are you?
That
Oh.
bad of a burn, no one's going near my hand. It's going
Yeah.
here,
Oh yeah, no,
and I'm not touching it to anything, let alone
nope.
shimming across the
Yeah.
room. It's just...
I think it's just adrenaline keeping these two alive at this point.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I would buy that.
yeah, they're shimmying on the
$4.
rope. And then Kevin's just like, oh, by the way, hedge clippers.
Yeah, cuts
Cut
the rope,
Yep.
swing down into a brick wall, which is probably one of the better treatments they've gotten so far. Honestly,
That's pretty much your death there. Too.
Yeah.
So then Kevin runs into the neighbor's flooding house and they chase him. And even though they're both severely maimed, they outran him through the house and catch him at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, somehow.
Yep.
But,
They hang him up by a hook on the other side of the door and start talking shit about all the stuff they're going to do to him.
Which is ridiculous. Because you just kill it. Just
At that point, I would have so much rage that I don't think he'd even get on the hook.
No.
I think- no.
Well,
no.
No, he would go back down the stairs first and be like, how do you like that?
Go swimming.
if he's going on the hook, it's going through part of him.
Yeah.
But
I would be talking shit as I was stepping on his chest to keep him under the water.
also at this point, Harry threatens to bite off all his fingers.
Yep.
To which I don't know how hard Joe Pesci actually bit him, but apparently Macaulay Culkin still has a scar on his finger to this day.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
That's
I'm sure it was an accident, but yeah.
That's really weird.
So things are looking grim for Kevin, huh?
Could you imagine? It's like, oh,
No.
from where Joe Pesci bit me.
Yeah. I'm just trying a story to have,
It
though.
was in Joe Pesci's mouth.
I'm just trying to picture that scenario in the scene that day where it's just like, we need to stop because Macaulay Culkin is bleeding profusely from his finger. And, well, how'd that happen? Joe Pesci bit him. Sorry.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, somebody tried to tell Joe Pesci to stop doing that, and he gave him one of those flying, like, crossbody punches.
But so things are looking grim for Kevin, but in comes a familiar pair of boots, and it's old man Marv, or no, not
Marley.
Marley. Jesus. And he just hits them both in the face with a shovel. Like you do.
At this point, you're like, that's what takes you down? That's what stops you?
I mean, like,
that sucks.
concussion number 7 finally took you down.
Well, yeah, one of those concussions was
Finally severed the brainstem.
Which, sorry to keep going on this, but there's also a series online you can find on YouTube called Home Alone with Blood, where they did a bunch of these scenes as they would actually happen. My favorite being this particular scene where he hits Marv, you see the blood splatter on the wall. The same thing to Joe Pesci, and then they decided to take it a dark turn where he just turns the shovel on Kevin and it just cuts to outside the house. You hear the scream and the cops show up. What a wonderful ending.
Mm-hmm. And then like Kevin goes home and he sees the 2 wet bandits getting let out by the cops.
Yep.
They just walk out like, whatever.
We're okay. We're going to go in a squad car, not an ambulance.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. And, of course, dumbass Marv, because he left the water on, and said that that's what, he did. They're like, oh, because we found that in several houses around the neighborhood, so we know you did all those, too.
Yep. Yeah, funny thing about a calling card, it links you to every one of the things you did.
You're going away for a long time. Well,
Till
a
the
year
sequel.
until the sequel.
They had a good lawyer.
Well, they actually escaped.
They do.
Is the
In a fish truck. But anyway.
So, yeah.
Kevin apparently goes home and completely cleans his house and sets up for Christmas.
The tar off the stairs.
Yeah, that's pretty much... Well, I mean, eventually it'll just dry.
Right.
And
It's going to take a while. There's no
Yeah.
way his parents don't see that. Because I know he doesn't
Yeah.
clean Buzz's room. They make
Yes.
mention of that. But the tar on the stairs.
Also, does he, reinstall a back door? How's that working?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to see
paint
some
over
stuff.
the burns on the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
the 6 or 7 liters of blood
Yeah.
spattered about everywhere.
The pieces of Marv's feet just left around the house.
Skull fragments.
Mhm.
Most of them are left outside, though. So anyway, yeah. He cleans up. I believe he just puts out some milk and cookies and goes to bed.
Mhm.
Wakes up the next morning to see it snowing. And he's very hopeful that, Christmas Day, Santa granted his wish. But he finds there's still nobody in the house. It's very sad.
Oh, we get a nice story from John Candy. I forgot the name of his character.
Gus.
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 Polinski.
Yeah, when
The Polka King.
Gus is trying to say something nice to Kate, and he talks about when he left his kid alone in a funeral parlor with a corpse for a day.
Oh yeah, he bounced back. A couple days he started talking again.
It's really weird, the
weeks.
placement of that scene, because it's after this whole...
months.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's after,
Yeah,
the climax of the movie, and you're like, what are we doing here?
Mostly he takes the time to basically point out how everybody in the back of that van is a degenerate in some fashion.
Like, for real.
No.
Like him,
No, it's-
he has kids, he don't even know them.
Yeah.
This guy has kids, he doesn't remember their names. This guy's never met his kids. That guy better just hope he never ends up in the news, or what was it? They hope they don't write a book. Right?
It's like,
Jesus.
for polka, that's pretty rock and roll. But anyway,
They
So,
were
yeah.
big in the 70s, apparently.
they drop Kate off.
Yeah. Finally she shows back up. They have a very tear-filled
Reunion.
reunion. That's the word. Thank you. He's like, "Oh, great to have you here, but where's everybody else?" And she's about to apologize for it when they just come in, because it's time. I guess it is Friday. I'm assuming. Is that what it was? Did they actually get back early, or they just waited till Friday?
No, they just waited for the plane. When the lady said you can wait for an opening,
Yeah.
she didn't want to do that, so she left. Everyone else did
It
that.
just took her a while to get back.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
She was driving, they were flying, so...
Yes.
It's like when you're in traffic and there's that person that cuts in and out between cars.
Yeah.
And like you're in one lane, he will stop like the same exact time.
Yeah, you're not getting there any faster.
Like, you're stressing yourself out. Like,
Well, that person who's weaving in and out of traffic is slowing it down for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and they're just like, oh, look at Kevin. He took care of everything on his own.
Yeah, he even went grocery shopping. He decorated. Oh, isn't he wonderful? He can even spot a fly on, a leaf from 30 miles away, apparently, because he sees through the window that his neighbor has reunited with his kid.
And except that he can't, for some reason, notice Harry's gold tooth.
Yeah. Even though he had to pick up all the micro machines around it. Whatever. But, so everybody's back together. Everything's happy. Except Buzz is pissed about his room.
fuck Buzz.
And that's Home Alone from 1990. All right, so on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 62%. Audience gave this a score of 79%.
Really?
Really,
I thought
really.
those would be higher.
I did too, so much so I just had us re-record this because I thought I had that wrong. A little peep on the curtain there. So, that's their thoughts and opinions on it. What about you and yours, Joe?
I was starting me this time. I wasn't ready. No, I'm going to recommend it. I mean, it's not my kind of movie. I'm not a fan of movies that premise starts with kid does
You hate Kid Power.
it's over. But that being said, I mean, it's a classic. Well, I would prefer that the scene at the end be done a little differently with these death traps, where either you have a little more killing or maybe a little more goons. Other than that, the movie's actually remarkably solid in its plot structure. Other than the villains are idiots, but I guess they're indestructible. So I really don't have too many complaints about it. I will recommend it, but I don't see myself going out to watch this movie 540 times.
Okay. What about you, Rob?
I don't think I'll make it to the 500s, but yeah, I'll recommend this movie and I'll continue to watch it every year for Christmas.
Okay. All right, Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, if I watch this movie this much, there's got to be some sort of a recommendation in there for me. I mean, I don't actually find it that funny. It's not my sense of humor, but it being so nostalgic is just, I love it very much. But even that being said, I think I would absolutely show it to my kids because of
Violence?
Yes, the violence. They got to get that in early. But no, it's just, it's a fun family movie, I guess. I think kids would find it funny. I'm sure I did when I was a kid.
Teach them how to defend themselves.
Like Joe said, the plot structure, I appreciate solid plots. And it's fairly solid considering what actually is going on in the movie. So, yes, I would recommend it.
So here's how you show it to your kids. You re-edit the movie to Kevin being a jerk, Kevin wishing his family disappeared, waking up to find they disappeared, and then immediately showing him hung on the door, about to get his fingers bitten off, and then just the credits roll. So...
Don't talk back to your mom.
Exactly. Or otherwise, two strangers who are disgusting looking and will come and bite your fingers off.
Here's how I'd re-edit it. All right, he wakes up, finds that his family's gone, wonders what happens, goes downstairs, turns on the TV, and I would put in the footage from Event Horizon when they find out what happens to the other crew.
Wow.
Him going, ah! running away, and then roll the credits.
New edit.
That took a really dark turn.
Yes.
He wishes his parents are gone. Family leaves. They come back, but it's not 2 days later. It's actually, they stayed the whole vacation, and they just come to find his corpse in the bathtub.
Here's how I'd re-edit. I'd let Brian tell his opinion. Brian.
We were getting there.
It's a good movie. I recommend it.
There,
I'd watch it with my nieces and nephews.
Yeah, that you didn't live up to that, Brian. All right,
It's harder when it's a solid movie. Like, I mean, I will say though the acting is, but I think that's one thing we didn't really discuss. But it succeeds despite of that. But I can't think of anyone who actually gave a good performance.
Okay.
I think John Candy's performance.
Yeah,
was
John
good.
Candy, I'll give you.
And Catherine O'Hare.
I
Actually did
mean,
pretty
that's
good.
her acting. I mean, that's what she does.
Yeah. We already discussed.
Daniel Stern's scream when he had that spider on his face.
Yeah.
We already
That was
discussed.
dubbed though.
Well, yeah, but we already discussed Pesci and Stern were intentionally hamming it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I would recommend this as well. It's again, it's kind of just a harmless movie. It's one that, around Christmas time, occasionally I'll throw it in, especially if I'm doing something else, and it's fun enough. It's nothing like super recommending, like you got to drop everything, go see this. But it's enjoyable. So if you got the time and you're interested, check it out. It's a good movie.
All right. Now, questions. We all recommend this. Home Alone 2, we all recommend.
I remember not liking it.
It's basically the same movie.
Yeah.
Well, the violence is so much worse.
It really
But
is.
Tim
They
Curry's
up
in it,
it,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
You add
You do
Tim Curry,
And
but you add Rob Schneider
Schneider
and Donald Trump.
and Donald Trump.
for like a second.
True, but
Yeah.
it just comes down to, like, do you like Home Alone? Would you prefer New York?
There's more.
Yeah,
All right.
I
it's
don't
the
know.
same
So-
movie.
I've seen this movie more times than I've ever been able to count, and I've seen Home Alone 2 maybe 3 times.
Mm.
I just don't like that movie. I
That's
don't know
fine.
why, but it just never.
Creepy Bird Lady.
It was never the same
Yeah.
for me. It wasn't as good.
See, I expected that to go a little further because then I was going to be like, what about Home Alone 3?
I've never seen
Never
it.
saw it.
Yeah.
Sure, Tony
And then-
has.
Is that the one with the little boy with the long hair?
I think that's 4, right? Because 5's a girl.
I'm trying to remember. No, I
5's
think
the one with Malcolm McDowell or... No, Ian McDowell.
The little boy from Liar Liar.
Mm. I don't know. I don't...
that was 3.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, if you
That
plotted
one's
this
bad enough, I've seen
franchise on like a graph, it would just be a slope, like straight down, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You go skiing.
Yeah.
All right. So, that's recommendations all around. So we recommend Home Alone. You can just kind of avoid those other ones. So what else do we have for the people today, Brian?
It's that D20 Fate time, and I believe it's my role.
It is.
It's about to go down.
Make it do.
Hopefully not down to one.
Stacey, you want to bless this die right quick?
How do I do that?
I was blowing her or something. Yeah. 16,
No, I mean, you're pretty close to 18. All right.
but it's not 18.
It is not.
But it is.
But it is 2012's Dread.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Not
seen
bad
that.
at all.
serviceable.
It is a solid movie.
And no Rob Schneider in this one.
That is true.
That's a plus.
Rob Schneider. Derpity-doo.
And speaking of derp derpity doo, what else you got, Rob?
Hold on, you got 1 week left to buy a shirt, send us a picture, and give it to us.
Wait, you got like
Wait, no, you got like
2 days.
2 days left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you got
like-
2 days left. Like,
You already spent the money. Just send us. Come on.
Yes, if you haven't bought a shirt by now,
I mean, do it anyway.
Tell me. Yeah.
And that
correct.
photo better be sexy.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that. I would appreciate if you were clean.
Remember
You washed yourself?
last week I said I would have sex with a Picasso, so my standards are pretty low. It's not a hard
Yeah.
goal to meet.
Yeah, and then you said you'd have sex with a Pollock. I didn't even know what that meant, but
I'm working on how, but I'm intrigued by the challenge.
I'm sure you are.
Yes, so
That's a quiet room.
send us a picture of you in a shirt.
just hope he
Instagram,
doesn't say he'll have
Facebook,
sex with a Warhol, because I think
tweet
that movie's
us,
fucking
email
super
us.
fans.
Whatever. Picture you wearing a shirt. You get a sponsored episode.
Stacy, got anything to add?
I have one. I haven't sent a picture yet, but I have one. And I've worn it a lot. I just keep forgetting. to send a
How
picture.
comfortable is it?
It's okay.
With that glowing endorsement.
It is the most
Stacey, you're off
comfortable
the show.
thing that I own. I love it. It's amazing. Go
No, but
buy
you hear
one.
that, folks? It's okay.
It's it won't I got.
Well, to be
It,
fair,
it
I will
won't leave
say
you without a shirt.
it wasn't an itchy shirt. Like, I thought to myself, like, it's just gonna be like whatever, like just a t-shirt that you get that you put something on. But I was like, oh no, this is nicer.
Well, that's the premium cotton.
I was
Yeah.
thinking it was
T-shirt.
gonna be,
I mean,
so.
that's, get a hoodie. I mean, you know you're out west and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
exactly why I didn't get a hoodie, actually,
like-
because I didn't need it.
Yeah.
And
But like while you're here, you know,
Well, but you can be on a
get
sponsored
one for your
episode.
sister.
Which,
Guys, let's
You know.
let's
Oh, that's a good
and
point.
let's stop trying to hawk.
It stretches
our
out,
goods.
so if
to
you
the
try to be a
guests.
fat
Trying
chat
to photo shoots, those
inductee,
pictures of y'all wearing
it's
shirts.
the 4 a.m. podcast. We don't give things to our guests. We make them buy stuff.
I feel so terrible
I'll
right now.
put my shirt on my dog, and I'll send it.
Don't.
Zuzu in it.
Be sure.
Is your dog
I'm
going to
down
pick
for
an
that.
episode?
She would love to.
All right.
She's just gonna play.
All dogs go to heaven. Oliver and Company.
Now she's just gonna play.
Dog Hotel.
She's gonna play dog bingo. She's gonna put all the
Everybody.
movies she can think of. There you go.
Russell Madness.
How about Santa Paws?
No, it's just going to be like an hour and a half of a red like laser pointer.
See me in a Michael Bay movie.
All of that said, guys, we wanna, from all of us, we want to wish you guys a very happy Christmas. I want to thank Stacy for joining us.
Oh, I had so much fun. Thanks, guys.
Yay, Stacy.
We're happy to have you here.
Always.
Thank
Anytime.
you. Oh, thank you.
And I want to thank all of you guys for listening. And if any of you voted to have Die Hard not be a Christmas movie, you're out of my will. So, if you enjoyed the show, please check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. Yes, you're not on it. Please consider subscribing. We get a new episode every
fine.
week.
Tony
Please
on
help
it?
spread the Please help spread the word about the show by leaving a positive review on iTunes and liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, and all of those other places. You can find us there at 4am Podcast. If you'd like to contact us by email, you can reach us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com.
Wait a minute. If you aren't in his will, that means did you vote that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie?
Yep.
Why would I do that?
Secrets out.
Ryan, we're going to have words.
Friendships.
do that?
Friendships are destroyed.
All right, well, these two kill each other. We hope you
gonna
all
be a
join
Utah
us
meeting in-
next week for 2012's Dread. But until then,
I'm above the law. Oh, sorry. No. Deuces.
Adios.
Glad tidings.
Merry Christmas.
good night, everybody.